just a great night of football on tap here, JB. As we said about the weather, is a little nippier than normal, but that's okay. And the flag is the American flag down to our left. It's kind of blowing due east, but it seems maybe it's dying down a little bit. We've talked about that in the pregame show, how that may affect the passing game of this Corbin team as well as Ashland. Do you see Corbin changing anything different because of the elements?
Well, I mean, you definitely, we talked about that in the coaches show. We talked about how, Coach Sammons, of course, we've seen this Red Hound football team all season long be a pass first, run second football team, and so as we move, and just like you said, as we move into the elements and it gets colder out there, do you want to establish the run and run the football? But I think Coach Sammons has had the Red Hounds practicing right here at Campbell Field in the rain, in the cold, in the elements. So, again, should be a great night. I think the Red Hounds are ready to go. And I love that. I know we mentioned it just a little bit in the pregame show, but I love that we get to see Miles Metters on the field and really see, he's a game changer. So we get to see how Miles Metters changes this football game for the Red Hounds, and I think he's going to have a really, really big impact tonight as the Red Hounds, get in this big spirit line and get ready to take the field.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing because nobody's seen him play.
That's right.
And he is going to be a definite great addition to this team. My question is, there's difference in practicing and then there's difference in playing.
That's right.
On Friday nights. Do you think that there'll be any rust?
Could be.
To say, the proverbial
That's right.
that he can kick off. I look to see them maybe try to get him involved early, maybe just try to get him in the flow.
Yeah, I think so, and you're right. I mean, we talked to Coach Sammons, on the coach's show. I said, Coach, do you want me to ask you about Miles Metters? He said, well, I don't know. So the Ashland Blazers don't know what's coming with Miles Metters. So you're right. I think, you get Miles Metters in there, you get him a hit, you get him on defense and get him a few plays in there. So and get him a football in his hand. We may see a jet sweep. We may see, really a really quick, maybe a rocket screen out there to the left or to the right. Of course, the Hounds do that a lot offensively. And, man, just a great scene, and definitely football weather right here at Campbell Field.
Well, this Corbin defense we talked about, the offense has gotten a lot of the press, and rightfully so. But,
yes.
8 straight wins for Corbin. And in the last 5 games, they've held their opponents to under 6 points a contest. As I said earlier, 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown in that stretch. Now, obviously, this is going to be a different football team in Ashland coming out there. That's the high-powered offense. But, will it be a shootout? Will it be a defensive juggernaut? Give out all the cliches with JB's keys to the game.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to go to JB's keys to the game right here, of course. And we talked about in the pregame show, number 1, defensively for the Hounds, have to stop the 1-2 punch of quarterback LeBron Strader and running back Braxton Jennings for the Tomcats. Number 2, offensively, I think tonight we talked about that as well. The offensive line for the Hounds has to protect quarterback Cade Elam and allow the Hounds weapons to find the end zone. And then number 3, Hounds special teams. And I want to mention this, Jason. I hadn't talked about it, but I think really the Hounds tonight need to make that extra play in the special teams phase of football. I think the Hounds and the Tomcats are really close teams, like we said all tonight. So Hounds need to make a difference, in the kicking game. And then number 4. As always, of course, we're right here in the playoffs, 3rd round, heading towards Kroger Field. Hounds kind of backs against the wall. Hounds need to go on the attack in this football game. And, again, we talked about it. Be first, offensively, defensively, special teams. And I think that will equal a Red Hound victory tonight.
Corbin went ahead of Ashland in the RPI, and they finished 4th in 4A. Ashland finished 5th. And that is the reason why Corbin is hosting a playoff game here. After this game, both teams will be going on the road. Corbin won the toss, and they have elected to receive, JB. So want to get that offensive unit right out on the field early.
Yeah, Hound's going to go and really try to go on the attack right here. And we said, Hound's going to try to be first. I love Coach Sammons. I got to say it. We talked at the very first of the year on the coaches show. I love it. Coach Sammons in his shorts and in his Crocs, and we've got a heater going up right here in the Red Hound T107 booth. So,
toboggans and everything.
Yeah,
right?
so good to see Coach Salmons right over there in his Crocs and in his shorts. And, man, he's ready for a Red Hound party tonight, and I think it's going to be a fun, great atmosphere for Red Hound football right here at Campbell Field.
When we come back, we'll have the kickoff between Corbin and Ashland for a regional championship. 1 minute break here coming up. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
It's the 11-1 Corbin Red Hounds against the 11-1 Ashland Tomcats, who have not lost in competition to a team out of the Commonwealth. And Corbin would like to change that here tonight, obviously, and move on to the state semifinals. Hello, everybody. Jason Coger alongside JB and Jeannie Barnett down to our right, keeping the stats for us. Eric Taylor back at the studios, taking good care of us here tonight. And JB, we're finally ready to go.
Man.
We've been pumped up about this one since Monday.
Exactly. I mean, since the coaches show, of course,
since Sunday morning.
That's right. We saw the Hounds roll, through the first week, roll through the Cardinals of Wayne County last week. And, man, this is the football game. I mean, I'm pumped up. I'm clapping my hands right here, live in the Red Hound T107 booth. So, man, we are pumped up, ready to go. And, man, this football game is getting ready to kick off right here as the Hounds going on the attack offensively. So, should be fun to see how the Hounds attack right here.
We're ready for Ashland to kick it away. It will be Troy Barnett. No relation to JB.
That's right.
It's a squib kick taken at the 29. Salmons has it across the 35 out to the 40 straight ahead. And Corbin will have great field position here to start the first offensive series of the game.
Yeah, just a good job right there. And we just talked about it. Offense, defense, really similar, the Hounds and Tomcats. But I think the special teams is where the Hounds can pick up an advantage and really kind of control the field position battle. And we see that right here coming out on the very first kickoff of this football game. Hounds going to take over offensively right around the 41-yard line. So really good job by the Hounds special teams.
Red Hounds will be moving from left to right in this first quarter. Shotgun formation. They'll send E-Step in motion from left to right. And Elam's pass will hit E-Step at the 38. And E-Step will get across the 42 out to the 43. And there you kind of see just that little swing pass again that Corbin has done so well. That'll be a gain of about 2 on the play to bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and that's the catch number 55 for, that X-Factor back Cam E-Step, just getting the ball out, the little rocket screen to the right, getting really good blocks from Colton Creekmore and Eli Petrosky moving the football.
Gain of 3, we'll call it. 2nd and 7 from their own 44. Elam looking to pass. Plenty of time. Looking downfield. Now he's going to tuck it and run. And he gets across the 45. It'll be knocked out of bounds right at the 50-yard line, and it'll be very close to a Corbin first down. Going to be about a yard shy. Really good job right there by the big Red Hound offensive line. We talked about that. Of course, the Tomcats really athletic. They're coming in there with that 4-man front. The Tomcats defense, how would the Red Hound offensive line react to those athletic guys up front? Man, they answer the bell right there, creating this 3rd and 1. So really good job, first test for the Hounds offensive line. Ball on the near hash, moving from left to right. Hard count by Elam. And they point
there we
at
go.
The lineman that jumped for Ashland. And I think it finally, the sideline judge furthest away from the plate tossed the flag. But it's the right call. and that gives Corbin a first down.
And move the chains right there for the Hounds. Of course, get that hard count, and it kind of offsets. Of course, we've seen quarterback Cade Elam do a great job of getting that hard count in there, and the Hounds do a great job on second down and get the free 5 yards and move the chains.
2 wide outs to the left, 1 wide out to the right. They'll send E-Step in motion out of the backfield, and they'll hand off to Stevens. Big hole across the 40 and tripped up right around the 37-yard line.
And I think it could be a difference right there, Jason. I mean, the Tomcats know the Hounds can throw the football a ton, but, man, you get number 27 going, north and south in a hurry and picking up positive yards. That's a great sign early in this football game for that Red Hound offense.
2nd and 2 now for Corbin from the Ashland 37. They'll move Stevens to the left of Elam, and he'll get the ball again, running off the right tackle. 30 still on his feet, down to the 21-yard line. The first down for Corbin, and they're getting close to the red zone.
And I tell you what, I love seeing Jace Hatfield, lining up there, pulling to the right side. We saw big number 0, big bad Malachi Brown blowing up that running game, and Cole Stevens knows what to do, running behind the shoulder pads. And, man, the Hounds moving towards the end zone in a hurry.
1st and 10 for Corbin from the Ashland 22. Ball on the near hash, moving from left to right. 2 wide outs to the left, which is the wide side of the field for Corbin. Shotgun snap. They'll fake it to Stevens, and Elam will just lower his head and get to the 20-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2, and 2nd and 8 coming up for Corbin.
Yeah, and quarterback Cade Elam, kind of that RPO action, reading the play right there, getting Cole Stevens, kind of on that left and picking the football up and hitting it up in between the tackles. Every time quarterback Cade Elam touches the football in the run game, he averages 8 yards. But, man, right there, only a couple. But, again, good to see quarterback Cade Elam running the football as well as throwing it.
Keyshawn Newman shaking up for Ashland on the play as the training staff comes out to check on him. He's one of their leading tacklers, has 4 sacks to his credit. And that would be a big loss for Ashland as they attend to him there with 9:59 here in the first quarter. No score. Corbin opening possession of the game. It's 2nd and 8 for the Red Hounds from the Ashland 20. And let's take a 30-second break as they attend to the injured player from Ashland. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Nothing makes being outdoors better than having the right gear and the right crew. So here's an idea. Let Mountain Dew supply the gear and you bring the friends. Because when you buy specially marked multi-packs of Mountain Dew, you can collect points and earn epic limited edition outdoor gear. We're talking everything from custom Mountain Dew camp chairs and backpack coolers to exclusive Mountain Dew tents, fishing boats, and more. So buy Dew, collect points, get gear, and get outside with Mountain Dew outdoor gear.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at dewoutdoors.com and 12/31/24.
Keyshawn Newman, the shaken-up player for Ashland, off to the sideline, came off on his own accord. Good sign for that young man. Shotgun formation for the Red Hounds. 2nd and 8 from the 20. The give to E-Step. He's got a hole.
There he goes.
10, 5, and he'll be still on his feet, and they'll finally push him back after he gets to about the 4-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Corbin.
Man, a good job right there by the offensive line and by the receivers out there. Colton Creekmore leading the way. Noah Simon as well. Cam E-Step really doing a good job being a patient runner around that left side and just kind of buying time and space and then putting on the jet. So huge gain as the Red Hounds are on attack right here close to the end zone.
Well, we've watched Corbin run the football more than I've seen them run it in the last couple of games.
Exactly.
Very successful.
Yep, great point. Exactly.
From the gun, 2 backs either side of Elam. He'll take the shotgun snap, looks across the middle. It's incomplete. And the intended receiver was Petrosky, and he had a man all over him.
Yes.
And the flag comes out. It'll be pass interference against Ashland. It'll be
just half the distance.
Half the distance.
Wow.
He's spotted at the 4-yard line and still waiting for them to move the football.
Maybe they picked up the flag right here. So, man, Hounds reset.
So 2nd and goal from the 4, we'll call it. Shotgun formation, Creekmore. The lone back with Elam. Elam takes the snap. He'll get right into the end zone. Touchdown, Corbin.
Man, I love it. Just a big Red Hound wall getting that big initial push up front for the Hounds offense. And then quarterback Cade Elam get behind the shoulder pads. Again, we talked about it just a minute ago. He can throw it all around, Campbell Field, but if he needs to, he can lower the shoulder pads, and we hear the big cannon shot firing right there, and the Hounds get on the board and take command of this football game early with only 9 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock in this first quarter.
59-yard drive for the Red Hounds. High snap. Elam had to go up and get it, but somehow he gets it on the block, and Sima nails it through the uprights, and Corbin on top, 7-0 as they score on their opening possession. Ashland coming up next here, 9:09 here in the first. It's Corbin 7, Tomcats 0. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Hey, this is Sammy here at Sammy's Furniture, and apparently pain heals, chicks dig scars, and glory lasts forever, just like the mattresses here at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Guys, we got over 62 floor model mattresses, and they're in stock and ready to be taken home today. We'll help you find a mattress that won't break your back or your budget. We've got discounts when you pick it up, and 12 months same as cash financing if you need it, folks. At Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, we're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, on Sundays from 12 to 5. You can score a touchdown with a mattress from Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Come see us today.
Impressive drive by Corbin to open this game up, to go up 7-0, and this Red Hound team like to throw it all around the yard. Not this possession. They kept it on the ground, and a nice combination there of Stevens and E-step, and then finished off with Elam and a 4-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen the Hounds, like you just said, throw it a ton, but right there, a really balanced drive, and good to see. As, again, the elements get colder. If you need to run the football, you can do that. If you need to pass the football, of course, quarterback Katie can do that as well. So a really balanced offensive drive right there by the Corbin Red Hounds.
Jennings and Barnett back deep for Ashland as Sima will tee it up in the middle of the field, kicking from left to right. Puts that right foot in, and it's a short end-over-end kick. It's going to hit at the 25-yard line. Take a couple of bounces, picked up at the 21.
Wow.
And a nice tackle there by the Corbin player. That looks like a number 8, Brooks.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, number 8, Deshaun Brooks. And Deshaun Brooks coming in the football game with 52 tackles. And, make that number 53. And, that's something that we've seen Coach Sammons do all season long. If you play up tight, he's going to drop a little, little kick in there in front of you and make it tough to handle. And, we know Noah Sima can do just that. So a really good kick by Noah Sima. For the Hounds. And, again, we see Miles Metters right there lined up, Jason, at the left cornerback spot for this Hounds defense.
Brings a ton of speed to this team and a lot of leadership as well. And there is the quarterback.
There we go.
Keeping the football, and he is gobbled up in the backfield for a loss of about a yard. They'll bring up 2nd and long.
Man, great job right there. Eli Petrosky, Zach Reynolds in on that hit. Eli Petrosky playing that defensive end spot, doing a great job. Yeah, at the right defensive end. You got big bad Malachi Brown at the left defensive end. And then, outside linebacker Zach Reynolds does a great job in space to get the tackle.
Ball on the far hash for Ashland as they're moving from right to left. 2nd and 12 from their own 22. They'll give the Jennings off the right tackle, and they'll move the pile forward to about the 24. That'll be a gain, maybe the 25 they'll spot it. So it'll be a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and that's one thing we thought, the Tomcats come into Campbell Field, they want to run the football, but the Hounds doing a great job. That big defensive line, Jace Hatfield, again, Eli Petrosky, big bad Malachi Brown, and number 50 up in there, Max Farmer, shutting down the run for the Tomcats.
Jennings, who averages 8.5 yards a carry for this Ashland Tomcat team. 39 now for Ashland from their own 25, from the gun. Schrader looking to pass. Pressure coming on the backside.
Wow!
Down at the 21-yard line.
Man, I'm telling you right there, Max Farmer, look like Griffin Bates, just closing in. And you got to tip your hat right there to the Hounds defensive backs, really, playing coverage, doing a good job in coverage, kind of doing it. You get the coverage, you get the pressure, and man, you talked about it, Jason. This first Tomcat offensive drive, -3, -4 right here. So the Red Hound defense, man, dialing it up and forcing the punt. And again, the field position battle, so important. We're going to see it come into play right here.
Jennings will be punting the football for Ashland, and it'll be E-Step standing back at his 40. Punt is a good one. It is going to hit at the 46-yard line, roll across the 45, and check up at the 44. So Corbin will come away with some more excellent field position.
Yes.
JB, as they'll start their second series of the game, leading 7-0 with 7 minutes on the clock here in the first quarter.
And that's one of the things we talked about in JB Keys of the game. Offense, defense may be pretty similar, but, man, the Hounds so far in this football game have done an excellent job in special teams. And, again, the Red Hounds so far, early in the football game, but so far winning the field position battle right here.
From their own 44 is Corbin with 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter, leading 7-0. They'll send E-Step in motion from right to left, and they'll swing it over to him near the sideline. Makes one man miss at the 40, across the 45. Far sideline, still on his feet, and will be pushed out at the Corbin bench at the Ashland 48-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like the Tomcat defender right there trying to get the number, I think it was number 22, Ben Pritchard, out in space. Against Cam Eastep. But, man, Cam Eastep just flicks the joystick, if you will, with that little bubble screen to the left, makes the Pritchard miss and gets the gas pedal down and moves the football down the field.
Gain of 8 on that swing pass play. And it's 2nd and 2 for the Red Hounds from the Ashland 48 as they look to the sideline for the play. Ball on the far hash, moving from left to right from the gun. 2 wideouts either side. Shotgun snap. Elam looking to pass, steps up into the pocket. He's got some running room. Now he's going to take off and throw the football, and somehow E-Step comes back to the football, but he's out of bounds. Made the catch, but he ran out of real estate there on the side. I thought maybe Elam might be crossing the line of scrimmage there.
Yes, I knew where he's going.
Very close.
Yes.
But it'll bring up 3rd and 2 now for the Red Hounds from the Ashland 48.
And it looked like, if quarterback Cade Elam would have pulled that football, he had a lot of running room right there. But, quarterback Cade Elam was never going to question. He knows how to throw the football.
Sam Lyons on the coverage for Ashland, and Ashland had jumps offside for the second time here in this first quarter, and the result will be a first down for Corbin. 3rd and 2, and the 5-yard penalty will march it down to the Ashland 43.
Yeah, and I love how the Hounds are taking every single advantage possible, getting that hard count right there. And I got to tip the hat to the Hounds offensive line, really doing a great job. Now the Tomcats in a 3-man front right here.
He step in motion from left to right, and he takes the handoff, and probably got tackled right around the face mask.
Yeah, I think so.
Or maybe just around the helmet, but it goes down for a loss of a yard as Ashland was quick to the football.
And that's where we see, we talked about it. Ashland really quick up front. Those defensive linebackers really quick guys. So if you're trying to get to those edges, they can make plays in space, and we saw it right there.
2nd and 11 for Corbin from the Ashland 44. Shotgun formation. Elam looking to pass. Here comes the pressure. He unloads it. Has
got him.
The seam. It's Simon at the 10. 5. Touchdown. Corbin.
Wow. I'm telling you, Noah Simon, number 2. Big play, Hounds receiver, knows how to take the top off. Noah Simon averaging 25 yards a catch every time he touches a football. And you can make that touchdown number 13 on the season and catch number 37. Man, Noah Simon, quarterback Cade Elam, really dialing in right there and taking the top off of the defense. Man, those guys, those Hounds, just on fire right here. Love the way the Hounds are attacking this Ashland Blazer Tomcat football team.
Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is good as well. And Corbin takes a 14-0 lead as we played right at 6 minutes here in the first quarter. 6:04 left, and it's Corbin on top, 14-0. This is Red Hound football on Team 107.
Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Brands you can depend on just like the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales. Since 1968, Tri-County Cycle Sales has been supplying southeastern Kentucky and parts of Tennessee with quality ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. But most importantly, service after the sale. Whether it's for work or play, your next off-road adventure starts at Tri-County Cycle Sales, located at 8775 U.S. Highway 25 in Corbin, across from Kentucky Outdoorsman. Phone 606-528-4792.
A 4-play, 56-yard drive for Corbin, and they lead 14-0 thanks to a 44-yard touchdown pass there from from Elam to Simon. What I liked about that pass play, the defender was on the sideline side of Simon, and Elam just laid it out perfectly in the seam, and Simon ran to it, caught it about the 15, and then did the rest to get into the end zone.
Exactly. Noah Simon never even broke a stride. And, man, Cade Elam, just like you just said, Jason, just put the football perfect position, and Noah Simon turning on Jets to get that touchdown. Man, great job by quarterback Cade Elam and Noah Simon.
Simon's kick from left to right. Again, another little short pooch kick is going to hit at the 25. Takes a big bounce. And Brooks with another big hit. And number 26, Farrow, was lucky to hang on to that football.
Yes. Yeah, he did a great job right there to hang on to it. And I'm telling you, we've seen that all season long. If you leave that little gap right there, right around the 20 to 25-yard line, maybe the 30, that is a call from the sideline. Coach Salmon's going to call that. And we know Noah Simon can kick that football in the end zone and get that touchback. But if you lay off, head coach Luke Salmon's going to be aggressive and lay that football in there. So a really perfect kick right there by the Red Hound kicker, Noah Simon.
1st and 10 for Ashland from their own 26, moving from right to left. Ball on the far hash. Shotgun snap, they'll give the Jennings off the right side, and Corbin takes care of business there. He just gets maybe a yard out of that is all, and they'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Look like, again, Luke Hatfield and number 11, Zach Reynolds in on that hit. Again, Malachi Brown up front for the Hounds, that big front four, just doing a great job. And, the Hounds kind of got a little bit of a rotation up there, and Jace Hatfield in there at D-tackle. And I think number 49, Caleb Shepard in there as well. So that big front four, kind of got a little bit of a rotation and, give those guys a break, and they're ready to pin their ears back and make plays for the Hounds defense.
Shotgun formation again here for Ashland. They'll fake the handoff to Jennings. Look, the pass incomplete to Davis at the 31-yard line. That is a big hit by a knee step. And one thing, JB, is that'll will make it 3rd down and maybe about 4 here.
I think so.
One thing that I've noticed, and talk about the Johnson Central game, Coach Salmon's wanted Corbin to be more physical. And I think we're really seeing it here tonight.
Yeah, and he talked about that, the growth through the football season. This Red Hound football team really laying, some big hits on the Tomcats tonight.
3rd and 4 for Ashland, and what Corbin did to Ashland just did to Corbin.
That's right.
Hard count, and one of our linemen jumped, and that'll be a 1st down for Ashland.
Yeah, I kind of, Tomcats return the favor right there. And, the Hounds get the hard count, against the Tomcats, and the Tomcats get the hard count against the Hounds defense right there. But you're right, Jason. The Hounds defense really, really, coming up and playing good, strong, physical Red Hound football.
4:41 here in the first quarter. Corbin leading 14-0. Second possession of the game for Ashland here. 1st and 10 from their own 37. Strader looking to pass. Steps up into the pocket. Looking for his man across the middle of the field. It's incomplete. Brooks is there to knock it away. Ashland may want a little bit of a pass interference, but I believe both guys were kind of jockeying for position, and a nice job by Brooks.
Yes, and well, actually, Jason, Miles Matters, the guy on the spot right there, showing up for the first time. Good to see Miles Matters, number 4, in coverage. You want to know if Miles Matters can play a little coverage in the defensive backfield? Right there, he answers the bell. Great job by number 4, Miles Matters.
Sam Lyons was the intended receiver for Ashland. 2nd and 10 for the Tomcats on their own 37. From the gun, looking to pass. Looking across the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. As Jennings had a step on the secondary, but the pass was too strong by Strader, and it'll bring up 3rd and 10. But there you just see the athleticism of Jennings.
Yes.
JB. He's in the backfield, and they line him up with the receiver, and there he's running past their secondary.
That's right, and there's a reason that Jennings is one of the best running backs in the state of Kentucky. He can run the football, he can run a seam route, and I think the Tomcats hoping right there, with all the window dressing, all the receivers, you run Jennings right down that seam, almost maybe hoping the Hounds forget about him, but the Hounds doing a great job.
3rd and 10, and the pass is incomplete. Looking for Davis. He slipped on his cut. And the pass goes incomplete, and Ashland will send out the punting unit for the 2nd time here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and the Hounds defense again, gets the stop. So, you look at it, you just said it, Jason, 4 minutes, 19 seconds left in this first quarter, and the Hounds defense, Hounds offense, and again, the Hounds special teams unit really playing a really good complementary football so far in this football game as we're still just in this first quarter.
Jennings will take the snap, and not a very good punt. Low end over end, hits at the 25. It'll keep rolling, and turns out a lot better than what it started out.
Yes.
And it'll roll dead inside the 19-yard line of Corbin. That'll be the worst field position for this Red Hound team here with 4:08 in the first quarter, and Corbin on top 14-0.
Yeah, exactly. The Hounds have owned field position, owned the defense, owned the offense in all three phases, but we're going to see how the Hounds operate with, really starting, like you said, the worst field position of the night, right around the 19-yard line. So be interested to see how the Hounds go on attack offensively right here.
Ball in the middle of the field as the Red Hounds moving from left to right. Shotgun formation, two backs either side of Elam. And this is Person taking the handoff, coming to the edge, and he'll be knocked out of bounds at the 25, maybe the 26-yard line.
Yeah, and big play Trey, man, getting that ball around the right side, getting some good blocks up front by Braxton Tolliver and Eli Petrosky. Big play Trey catches the corner a little bit and gets that big run. So good to see the Hounds offense, again, using that running game to really make a difference early in this football game.
Chunks of yardage there on first down, gain of 9 for Person, and it'll bring up 2nd and 1 from their own 28. Covcath on top of Bull County, 7-0. That one over in Danville. Elam looking to pass. Protection breaking down. He'll roll to the side line, and he'll run out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Have enough for the Corbin first down.
Yeah, and again, just, quarterback Kate Elam, senior leader, just making a good decision right there. You don't have to score on every single play, even though quarterback Kate Elam likes to do that. He pulls the football, moves the chains, runs for the first down, resets right here. Hounds on the move again offensively.
1st and 10 for Corbin from their own 31. Ball on the near hash, moving from left to right. 3:48 here in the first quarter. Red Hounds lead 14-0. Shotgun snap. They'll swing it over to Estep. He's got a block. Gets him free across the 35 out to about the 37-yard line. You may have heard the Ashland fans here on this side
exactly.
wanting a hold, but I believe it's just a good block there by Creekmore to free Estep.
Well, exactly, and that's what we've seen all season long. Creekmore, Sima, doing a great job. Estep, Petrosky, they've all blocked for each other so great all season long, and we see it right there. And Cam Estep, picks up that good yardage for the Hounds on first down.
Gain of 6 on that pass play from Elam to Estep. 2nd and 4 for Corbin from their own 37. Ball on the far hash. They'll move Estep in motion from left to right. Elam fakes it to him, and now he's going to run out of bounds wisely at the 43-yard line. Another first down for Corbin. Second first down on this series, and Red Hound's been really patient on this drive.
And I love what they're doing. I mean, just being really smart, taking what the Tomcat defense gives the Red Hound offense. You're going to play over the top. You're going to protect deep. No problem. We'll just keep moving the chains, getting those chunk plays, and getting first down. So, again, another great decision by quarterback Cade Elam to pull the football and move the chains and set up the Hounds right here on first down.
3 wide outs to the left for Corbin, which is the wide side of the field. Simon lines up here to the near side. Shotgun snap. Elam looking to pass. Cross the middle. Has Simon, and it's in his hands now. Nice job there by Lyons to break that pass up as he was right there stride for Simon coming across the middle.
Yeah, Simon just kind of running a little bit of a post or a little bit of a slant route right in there, and really a good football, but Simon unable to catch it. But again, just setting it up. I love how the Hounds not afraid you get first down, going to attack, and really good job by quarterback Cade Elam and Noah Sima offensively, even though they didn't get the completion.
2nd and 10, and the handoff is to Stevens, and he will be dropped for a loss as he tried to get around the left end, and now it will be 3rd and long for Corbin. First time they've been in this situation here in this first quarter.
Yeah, exactly, and I think, again, that's where we see the Tomcats' athletic defensive front. I mean, those guys up front can run, they can move, not really slow, but can definitely move. I think the Hounds got a holding call right here, I think, Jason.
And so that'll add insult to injury.
Yes. Well, the Hounds at least will get that second down, so but definitely going to be second, I think, right around 20. So Hounds looking to really attack right here. But again, just to speak about the athleticism of this Tomcat defense.
The line to gain will be the Ashland 46. for Corbin as they look at a 2nd and 20 from their own 34. Shotgun formation as you have Petrosky and Creekmore, the two receivers to the wide side of the field. Shotgun snap. Elam looking to pass. Here comes the pressure. Now he's going to look to the sideline. Simon goes up for it. It's incomplete. And Lyons again on the hit and was right there just as the ball was delivered. And it'll bring up 3rd and 20.
Yeah, it looked like the Hounds offense, almost a little bit of a comeback route right there by number 2, Noah Simon, trying to get half of that distance, but unable to come up with the completion. So a really tough play right here. Going to be interested to see what the offense coordinator Bart Elam has in his back pocket right here, Jason, for 3rd and 20.
So they got off track there. They did a good job of picking up 2 first downs
That's
on
right.
the series, and then the holding penalty has kind of got them off schedule. Shotgun formation here for Corbin from their own 34, and illegal procedure whistled against the Red Hounds. So 3rd penalty of the night just in this first quarter for Corbin. Yeah. And this will back them up 5 more yards, and it'll be 3rd and 25, and they'll spot the ball at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, another tough penalty right there as the Hounds look to reset on this big 3rd down. But, 3rd and 25, not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 25. I think the Hounds, maybe run a screen, maybe throw something short, and maybe try to break one. So be interested to see what the Hounds do offensively right here on 3rd and 25.
The line to gain will be the Ashland 46 from the gun. Elam, plenty of time, looking to throw. Now he's going to dump it off to East step at the 30, and he'll be tackled at the 36-yard line. Really had nowhere to go.
Exactly.
Ashland had a host of white jerseys there to bring East step down, and Corbin will be looking at a punting situation here with 4th and 17 from their own 37. 1:34 to go here in the first quarter, and Corbin on top 14-0. And the Red Hounds line up in that shotgun formation, brings the defensive backs up, and there's the snap, and as you would expect, Elam will punt the football, and it'll roll dead inside the 30-yard line. It'll take a bounce Ashland's way as Creekmore picks it up and will down it at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, again, just the Hounds being smart there. I mean, you get a 3rd and 20, 3rd and 25 play right there. You don't want to, put the ball in harm's way and do anything crazy. 1 minute and 12 seconds left in this first quarter. Hounds up 14-0, so you don't want to do anything crazy. Get those 2 penalties right there, 2 or 3 penalties. Just reset, punt the football, and turn things over to your defense. And the Hounds defense have been doing a great job so far tonight early in this football game.
Ashland's capable of scoring a lot of points in a hurry. They've averaged 43 a game. There's to give to Jennings, and Jennings has nowhere to go. He may have lost a yard on that, and they'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Man.
Give Corbin credit. That interior line, defensive line of Corbin has really dominated so far.
Just doing a good job. Griffin Bates, Mason Salmons closed in on there. And, of course, you mentioned that line. You got Jace Hatfield, Eli Petrosky, Big Bad Malachi Brown in there. I think Max Farmer as well. So, man, Jennings not able to find any running room. And so it's really the Hounds defense has forced the Tomcats, to be one-dimensional right here and have to throw the football.
2nd and 11 for Ashland from their own 30. We'll approach under 30 seconds here in this first quarter. Corbin leading 14-0. Shotgun snap. There's Jennings. Big hole. Across the 35. The 40 has the first down, and he'll be brought down at the Ashland 47-yard line. So just as we're bragging on that defensive line, Ashland opens up a big hole, and Jennings has a big gain. That time they ran away from Brown.
Yeah, first time we saw, Jennings, get a big run right there, and we saw Griffin Bates and number 12, Cam Easted, make that hit. But you're right, just the first time that we've seen, Jennings get some positive yards. So, a good sign for the Tomcats. But, again, the Hounds kind of doing a good job defensively as we go to the end of this first quarter.
After one from Campbell Field in the regional championship, it's Corbin 14, Ashland 0. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Brands you can depend on just like the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales. Since 1968, Tri-County Cycle Sales has been supplying southeastern Kentucky and parts of Tennessee with quality ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. But most importantly, service after the sale. Whether it's for work or play, your next off-road adventure starts at Tri-County Cycle Sales, located at 8775 U.S. Highway 25 in Corbin, across from Kentucky Outdoorsman. Phone 606-528-4792.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Some of JB's friends down on the field right now being introduced as the middle school state champions.
Man.
JB, you're one of the coaches on that
That's right.
team there. An old proud moment for you.
Oh, man, state championship number 9, and, it's just good to see those guys out there. Love those guys, love those coaches. Me and Coach Jackson have been together for 28 years, and, man, just a crazy, a blessing to be with Coach Jackson and all that he's been able to accomplish. And so feel privileged, Jason, to just be a part of that moment. So congratulations again to the Corbin Middle School football Red Hounds on their 9th state championship.
Start of the second quarter is Ashland moving from left to right now. First and 10 from their own 47. Jennings gets the call, runs off the right side of the offensive line and gets out to the 49. And that's back. We'll get maybe a couple yards there. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Exactly. Malachi Brown in on that hit. Jace Hatfield in on that hit as well. And again, if you run towards Jace Hatfield, if you run towards big number 0, big bad Malachi Brown, you're not going to do very well. And we saw that right there, on first down for the Tomcats.
Corbin leading 14-0, just underway here in the second. Strader looking to pass. Flushed out of the pocket, coming to the near side, and he has to throw it away. And they're going to have a little bit of a discussion maybe if this was intentional grounding, whether they're going to say it was an incomplete pass, and they'll bring up 3rd and 8.
I think so, and, getting Tomcats behind the chains. And we saw Griffin Bates, he can come up in there and be that extra defensive lineman and get some pass rush, or he can drop back in coverage as well. And so Griffin Bates, just a great athlete. Griffin Bates can do anything you want. Rush the passer, cover, cover in space. So, Griffin Bates putting the pressure right there on the Tomcats.
Another big 3rd down play here for Corbin. Can they get this Ashland high-powered offense off the field again? 3rd and 8 from their own 49. Strader looking to pass. Brown. Wow. And will bring him down. Finally finish him off. I believe it's Trosky that comes in. As Brown had him, but gives Strader, big, strong quarterback, stood up in the pocket there with Brown on him. Looked like he's getting ready to throw, and here comes Petrosky to level him.
Yeah, and I saw the Hounds run a little bit of a stunt right there. Malachi Brown shoots inside. Jace Hatfield loops around, and then the Eli Petrosky comes in there to finish off the quarterback Strader. So good job, Eli Petrosky. Sack number 4 on the season by Eli Petrosky, getting that instant pressure. And again, tip your hat to the Hounds defensive backs in coverage as well.
4th and 16 for Ashland. Jennings punts it away for the Tomcats. It'll hit at the 32-yard line of Corbin and will roll dead at the 29. So Red Hounds were pretty successful there. 3 possessions in that first quarter, JB, 2 touchdowns. And I can see them get right back on track here and maybe try to add another score here, right?
Yeah, I think so. And we saw the Hounds early in the first quarter on field position battle, but the last couple possessions, kind of trading punches a little bit. So see how the Hounds come out right here on their own 30-yard line and attack this Tomcat defense.
10:34 to go here in the second. Corbin leading 14-0. They'll send Eastep in motion from left to right, but it will be Stevens who will get the call. And he is met at the 30 and pushed back. Ball came loose, but the whistle was already blown. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I know the Hounds didn't get a lot right there. Didn't even get maybe even a half a yard. But I love how the Hounds staying with the running game. In this cold weather, you want to be able to run the football. So Hounds really trying to pound the football on first down and really just looking to reset right here on this 2nd down.
Redhounds looking to the sideline for the offensive call. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 wide out here to the near side is Simon. Elam takes the snap, keeps it himself. Across the 30, the 35, and out to the 37-yard line. That'll be a good gain there on that second down play. Make this a 3rd and manageable. Looks like maybe 3rd and 3 coming up.
I think so, and that just speaks to the athletes that the Hounds have on the field. Of course, you got to always pay attention to Cam Estep with that RPO action, and then quarterback Katie then pulls the football and knows how to get north and south in a hurry. So it creates this 3rd and manageable, just like you said.
Red Hounds with the wind to their back here in this second quarter. 9:20 and counting, leading 14-0 as they're being patient on offense, looking to the sideline for the play. Shotgun formation, they'll move Stevens to the left of Elam. Elam takes the snap. He's got a seam across the 40, lowers his shoulder, and gets out to the 45-yard line as he will knock down Ben Pritchard on his way for the first down.
Man, good job right there, quarterback Katie. I'm kind of getting that motion, using the motion to get around that left side, picking up a couple extra blocks and moving the chain. So really good play call by offense coordinator Bart Elam, using quarterback Katie Elam to get around that left side and move the chains.
Well, this is a Corbin team that averages about 41 plays a contest, and I think they've kind of slowed it down here. More so than what we've seen.
Exactly. Yeah, just kind of, a little bit of a methodical drive right here.
2 wideouts to the right, 1 wide out here to the near side. He's stepping motion from left to right. Elam looking to pass. He's going to dump it over to Stevens here on the sideline.
There he goes.
Next one man miss at midfield. Gets down to the Ashland 35-yard line. And that will be a first down for Corbin and into Ashland territory.
Yeah, we see the Ashland Tomcats being kind of a 3-4 look. The 3 defensive linemen, the 4 linebackers, and, quarterback Kate Elam reads the defense and throws a little swing route out to number 27, Cole Stevens. And, again, Cole Stevens knows how to make a couple defenders miss and, gets that big play right there down the field for the Red Hounds.
Stevens doesn't make many catches this season, but that was a big one there to extend the drive. 1st and 10 from the Ashland 35. Stevens gets the call again.
Good block.
Uses his blockers, gets out to the 30, the 20, 10, and it'll be knocked out of bounds right around the 9-yard line. It may be 1st and goal coming up for the Red Hounds as they enter the red zone.
Yeah, the big bad Malachi Brown really kind of setting the edge right there. And, we see Malachi Brown, the left defensive end for the Hounds, leading the Hounds football team on defense in sacks. But you know what? He can play the offensive side of the football as well and blow up that left side. So, man, Malachi Brown setting the edge for number 27, Cole Stevens, on that big run.
26-yard run for Stevens. It's 1st and goal from the 9 for Corbin. Ball on the near hash. Stevens will move to the left of Elam, and the officials blow the play dead. And it's going to be offsides against Ashland. I didn't see a player jump. And they did jump.
Yeah.
And so that'll move the ball half the distance to the goal.
Just using that hard count. And I think that's the 3rd time that we've seen the Red Hounds use that hard count. So, and it always, is a good thing. You get that defense kind of hesitating just a little bit, and that allows your offensive line, that big Red Hound wall, to get on those defenders, get on those blockers, and open up those running lanes. So, man, a good job again by quarterback Kate Elam using the hard count to get the free 5 yards.
Shotgun formation, 1 wide out either way for Elam and company. He'll fake to Stevens, keeps it himself, hit at the 3.
Man.
Second effort, they're moving the pile, still no whistle, and they'll bring him down at the 1. They almost had a chance to get in, but it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. And JB, the way that this Corbin defense has played, if they can punch this into the end zone, that's got to be pretty big if Corbin can go up 3 scores.
I think so. Got to be huge. And the thing I like, Jason, is we saw a week or 2 ago quarterback Kate Elam signed to play baseball, but he's not afraid to lower the shoulder and get and put himself in
under
way.
center, and he'll punch it in. Still no indication. It looked like he got it from here. Now there's the indication.
Man,
touchdown Corbin. Kate Elam with a 1-yard quarterback sneak.
Huge run right there. We saw quarterback Kate Elam carry the football in the last 2 carries. And, again, like I just said, not afraid to lower the shoulder and, bash that football in. So fun to see quarterback Kate Elam, pound that rock and put the Hounds up, 20-0, pending this extra point right here.
3-minute, 70-yard drive as Corbin runs a player on late. And That will be illegal procedure against Corbin, and now Ashland will make the Red Hounds kick it again.
Yeah, I looked up there, and like you said, a player running on late, so Hound's going to have to reset and see if they can knock this extra point through.
Illegal shift against the Red Hounds, and we'll retry. They'll back him up 5 yards. Simon, he's got great range.
Yes.
We've watched him boot 55-yard field goals.
That's right, yeah.
And, you can say, well, there's no defense coming breathing down your neck for that, but that's still impressive.
Yeah, it is. And, move the football back 5 yards, no Osama. Shouldn't be no problem right here.
25-yard extra point coming up for Simon. And JB's exactly right. Goes right through the uprights, and Corbin now up 3 scores here with 7:37 to go in the second quarter. Corbin 21, Ashland 0 in the regional finals. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Hey, this is Sammy here at Sammy's Furniture, and apparently, pain heals, chicks dig scars, and glory lasts forever, just like the mattresses here at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Guys, we got over 62 floor model mattresses, and they're in stock and ready to be taken home today. We'll help you find a mattress that won't break your back or your budget. We've got discounts when you pick it up, and 12 months same as cash financing if you need it, folks. At Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, we're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, on Sundays from 12 to 5. You can score a touchdown with a mattress from Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Come see us today.
And welcome back here to Red Hound football as Corbin on top, 21-0 with 7:37 to go in the second quarter. And I don't know, JB, I'm a little bit speechless here. With the Ashland team coming in, averaging over 40 points a game, just a huge juggernaut of an offensive unit, and hats off to this Red Hound defense and the Corbin offense taking care of business early.
Yeah, just doing a great job, offense, defense, special teams. Hounds not missing a beat. We've seen that all through the playoffs and all through the regular season. And, man, Hounds, again, on the attack right here in the second quarter.
Elam with his 12th rushing touchdown after that 1-yard quarterback sneak. And Simon's kick goes into the end zone for a touchback, and that'll bring up Ashland to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and again, just cool to see. We've seen so far the Hounds, in special teams tonight, kick those little, kind of pooch kicks. But you know what? Coach Salmon says, you know what, Noah? Kick one in the end zone, and he does just that. So, Noah Simon, he can catch a touchdown for you. He can get that touchback or get that pooch kick. Noah Simon, just a great athlete.
Or one of the touchdown receptions here, the only touchdown reception in the game for Corbin on that nice little pass play from Elam to Simon that covered 44 yards. Right now, Corbin on top, 21-0, and this defense hungry for more. Shotgun formation for the Tomcats. Strader sends a man in motion from right to left, but a handoff to Jennings. Jennings off that left side will work his way out for just a couple. Will bring up 2nd and long.
Yeah, again, just the Hounds defense really playing smart defensive football. Malachi Brown doing a good job, just kind of, making plays, putting pressure when you need to put the pressure, and then really kind of reading the play when you need to read the play. So Hounds defense, like you just said, keeping that goose egg on the board here in this second quarter.
2nd and 8 for Ashland from their own 22. Play action. Strader swings over to Davis, and as soon as he catches it, Brooks is there for the shot. And Davis paid the price. That was Lyons who made the catch. And the second leading receiver on the team. And Brooks lowered the boom on him.
And can we say physical Red Hound football, just what Coach Luke Salmons wants to see out of the Corbin Red Hounds. And then Sean Brooks, number 8, comes up and makes that big hit in space.
3rd and 5 for Ashland from their own 25. Ashland's got 2 first downs in this first half, one by penalty and one was by the Jennings run, a 12-yard run, biggest play of the night for Ashland. But here's Strader keeping the football and loses the ball.
There we go.
And I don't know if Corbin came up with it or not. He was trying to stretch it out to get some extra yardage, and the Red Hounds come away with it.
Wow. Trying to get the number of who come up with that football. Hounds, doing a great job again defensively, finding the loose balls, making plays, putting pressure on Bates. Griffin Bates, of course. Griffin Bates doing a great job. Griffin Bates, the Hounds tackling leader, 96 tackles on the season. You know what? He can come up with a fumble right there as well. And so, again, the defense sets up the offense, playing good complementary football right here as the Red Hounds on the attack offensively.
6:19 to go here in the second quarter. And Corbin gets the first takeaway of the night. They're set up at the Ashland 30. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. Elam looking to pass. Looking across the middle of the field. It's Creekmore just past the outstretched arms of number 3. He falls incomplete.
Yeah,
he had a step on his man.
He did. I mean, just running that kind of that post route or seam route, if you want to call it that. But quarterback Cade Elam, and we saw, he just mentioned he signed with Louisville, of course, firing a fastball right down the field. And, just out of the reach of, number 3, Corbin Creekmore. But unfortunately, I love how the Hounds right there offensively took that shot on first down.
Remember, Corbin has the wind to their back, so it might have been a product of that wind taking that ball a little bit. But here's Stevens off the carry, off the right tackle. Flag comes in, but Stevens is off to the races. It'll be a touchdown for Corbin, but this one may be coming back.
Yeah, I think so. We saw the flag come out right there, and looks like the Hounds going to maybe get a holding call right here.
Second holding call of the first half for Corbin. And that's a tough break there for Corbin as Stevens had a big hole to run through. Maybe that was the reason why. But we watched Corbin get behind the sticks in that first quarter, and that was their one possession that they didn't score on. So.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And those penalties come into a factor. That's for sure. Penalties can be drive killers, and we've seen it right here. Of course, Hounds move back right here, creating this big second down play. So, Hounds got to dial in there, limit those penalties, and create opportunities for the Hounds offense.
2nd and 20 for Corbin from the Ashland 40. Elam looking to pass. Got a man down the middle of the field. It's Boom. He's got it complete. First down for the Corbin Red Hounds.
Man.
At the Ashland 15-yard line.
Great play design right there by offense coordinator Bart Elam. Of course, you get so much attention to Corbin Creekmore, Noah Sama, and Cam Estep, and you run the seam route right down the middle of the field to number 1, big play, Trey Person. Huge play by the Hounds offense.
Corbin quickly to the line here. 1st and 10 from the Ashland 15. Play action. They'll swing it over to Estep, and Estep has caught it, and he has the ball stripped from him, and Ashland takes the ball right back.
Yeah.
This Ashland Tomcat team, 24th forced turnovers on the season, make it number 25 there.
Yeah, and we talked about that a little bit in the T107 tailgate pregame show. The Tomcats know how to find loose balls, and we see it right there. The Hounds, of course, got the big lead in the second quarter, 21-0. 5 minutes, 38 seconds left until halftime, but the Tomcats do a really good job getting the turnover right there.
So see if this sparks this Ashland offense, as we said, coming in tonight, averaging 43.4 points a game. Defense allowing 26 per contest. The flip side of that, Corbin averages 43 per game and allowing right at 17 a contest. Shotgun formation, they're straighter, looking to run with the football, and it'll be brought down at about the 20-yard line is where they'll mark the forward progress. That'll be a hard-fought yard for Strader. And that play looked like that was had been blown up by that Corbin defense.
Yeah, exactly. Jace Hatfield, Big Bad Malachi Brown, and Griffin Bates, all three really putting instant pressure right there on quarterback Strader for the Tomcats. So, again, good job by the Hounds defense on that play right there.
Credit this Red Hound defense here, keeping Ashland off the scoreboard as we approach the under 5-minute mark here in the first half. 3 wide outs to the left for Ashland, the wide side of the field. Ball on the near hash. Looking to pass is Strader. Protection breaking down, and he's going to be dropped and sacked. Another nice job there for that Corbin defense. I think Caleb Shepard, maybe Luke Hatfield was there as well.
Think so, and I'll just add into that, Jason. We saw the pressure, but again, almost like the coverage sack. Really good job by the Hounds defensive backs in coverage, and Nashawn Brooks out there, Cam Estep, Miles Metters doing a good job in coverage. We saw that, number 28 for the Hounds, Jonah Mahan as well. So good job by the Hounds defense in coverage.
Caleb Shepard credited with the sack. And 3rd and long here for Ashland. 3rd and 11 from their own 18. Taking their time, 8 on the play clock and counting. From the gun, 3 wide outs to the left, 1 wide out to the right. 2 on the play clock. There's the snap. looking to pass to Strader, being flushed out of the pocket to the near side, throws across his body, incomplete to Lyons right around the 40-yard line. It would have been enough for the first down, but it was just out past the stretched arms of Lyons, and Ashland will be sending out their punting unit again.
Yeah, exactly. And again, more pressure right there by number 0, Big Bad Malachi Brown, or that left defensive end for the Hounds, forcing, the quarterback Strader to get rid of the football a little bit quicker than he wanted to. So, again, just a good job, playing defense right there by the Hounds front four, and again by the defensive backs kind of all working together to create that pressure and coverage by the Hounds defense.
Jennings standing at his 6-yard line waiting on the snap. Corbin's got the return on. E-step fields it on the run at the 45 of Ashland, and he loses the football, but he comes back up with it at the 42-yard line. Scary time there, but E-step was able to get back on it, and the Red Hounds will be at the Ashland 42 with 3:41 to go here in the second quarter. As it looks like a little bit of fine snow coming down to look up into the lights here.
That's right.
Sticking over there.
And we do have an update again, Jason. Covington Catholic, at halftime right here up on Bolton County, 14-6.
One wide out to the right, 2 wide outs to the left here to the near side. And it looked like that E-step was starting to move on the motion, but they'll hand off to E-step. Stevens will find his way across the 40 down to about the 37-yard line.
Man, and we've talked about that, in the pregame show, that snow, that rain, that mist, the cold weather. You got to have a running game. And, man, the Hounds do a good job right there with number 27, Cole Stevens, and that big Red Hound wall getting that big push right there on first down.
Gain of 4 for Stevens, and it's 2nd and 6 for the Red Hounds from the Ashland 37. They'll move E-step in motion from right to left. There's Stevens. Cuts back across the grain at the 35, and we'll get to about the 33-yard line. So maybe a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and I love how the Hounds, 3 minutes right here till halftime. The Hounds up 21-0, Jason, and the Hounds really starting to kind of hammer away a little bit and really pound the rock, if you will, for this Hounds offense.
Stevens to the right of Elam from the gun. Elam takes the snap, runs around the right end, across the 30, the 25, the 20 down the far sideline, 10, 5, wow! Touchdown, Corbin!
Yeah, and that's where the Hounds offense uses that extra blocker. When you let the quarterback take off and run the football, you get that extra blocker, number 27, Cole Stevens, and the big Red Hound wall leading the way. And we've already said it, quarterback Cade Elam knows how to run the football, and he did it right there. Get behind those shoulder pads again with that big touchdown run for the Red Hound offense.
Elam's 3rd touchdown run of the night here, and it puts Corbin on top 27-0 with 2:28 to go in the second as we await Simon's extra point to make this 4-score game. Snap is good, hold on the block, and the kick is through. And Corbin takes a commanding 28-0 lead with 2:28 to go here in the first half. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Nothing makes being outdoors better than having the right gear and the right crew. So here's an idea. Let Mountain Dew supply the gear and you bring the friends. Because when you buy specially marked multi-packs of Mountain Dew, you can collect points and earn epic limited edition outdoor gear. We're talking everything from custom Mountain Dew camp chairs and backpack coolers to exclusive Mountain Dew tents, fishing boats, and more. So buy Dew, collect points, get gear, and get outside with Mountain Dew outdoor gear.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at dewoutdoors.com and 12/31/24. Void or prohibited.
Yeah, dude.
Welcome back to Campbell Field as the Red Hounds on top of the Tomcats, 28-0 with 2:28 to go in this first half, and the snow is blowing here at Campbell Field, and who'd have thought this score?
Oh, I know it. I know it. Just 28-0 right here. 2 minutes to go for the half, and Hounds just dominating offense, defense, special teams, and, man, really taking command of this football team. Fun to watch this Red Hound football team go to work right here at Campbell Field.
T fell off there with the wind blowing.
Yes.
And so they'll let Simon tee it, and we'll try again here.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, the weather, man, it's cold out here, a wind blowing hard, and, Red Hound faithful across the way. And just a fun night for Red Hound football, no doubt.
What about Red Hound Nation showing up here on a cold night to support this Red Hound team in the regional finals? Simon's kick is away, end over end, and it'll sell.
Man.
Use the wind there. It went to the back of the end zone.
Yes.
And got it up there, and it took off like a home run in Wrigley Field.
Exactly, yeah. I caught the wind and sailed for the touchback, and you're right. We, high atop the Red Hound T107 Red Hound radio booth. I got my hands in our pockets, and so good to see the Red Hound faithful out here supporting the Red Hounds. And Coach Luke Salmons, of course, first-year head coach, doing a great job as he's got his Red Hounds ready to go, leading big in this third round of the playoffs, no doubt.
2:28 to go here in the second quarter. Ashland looking at a 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Shotgun snap, looking to pass. And it's complete on the far side at the 25. And that is Davis on the reception. And it'll bring up second down, a gain of 6 on the play, maybe 7. We'll call it 2nd and 3.
And Tomcats moving quick right here. Zach Reynolds and, of course, cornerback Miles Metters in on that hit right there.
Shotgun snap again. Strader looking to pass. Got his man complete. It's Jennings at the 32-yard line. That'll be enough for the first down, and he'll scramble forward to about the 35.
And, of course, Red Hounds moving defensively with the 3-man front. We see Malachi Brown, Jace Hatfield in there, Max Farmer with the 3-man Red Hound defensive front. So the Hounds rushing 3, covering with 8 right here as the Tomcats trying to put points on the board before halftime.
1st and 10 from their own 36 for Ashland. Strader looking to pass. Protection breaking down, and they'll get him stopped at about the 35. He moved forward, maybe back to the 36. Might get a yard out of that. Anyway, it's going to bring up 2nd and long. They'll say back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
And that time, Max Farmer, of course, we saw the Hounds rush 4 on that defensive stand right there. So, Max Farmer doing a good job getting off a block and getting the sack for the Red Hound defense.
Ashland's going to take a timeout with 1:18 to go here until halftime. It's Corbin on top, 28-0. The Tomcats will be looking at a 2nd and 10 from their own 36. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And welcome back to Campbell Field as the snow is coming down here. Just a real fine snow, and you can really see the wind as it has ripped up here from the kid field end zone towards the concession stand. So from west to east here at Dennis Stadium. 2nd and 10 coming up here for Ashland as they're moving into the wind right now from their own 36. Shotgun snap, empty backfield. Strader looking to pass, and he's going to just sail this one out of bounds.
Wow,
3rd and 10.
I was going to say, Jason, I love how, again, the Hounds rushing 3 right there. We saw Eli Petrosky drop off in coverage. The Hounds defensive end doing a good job in coverage. So Hounds rushing 3, covering in 8. And, Strader not having a lot to do, but just throw the ball away. Hounds doing a great job in coverage right here before halftime.
Well, the Red Hounds have been have managed to get pressure on Strader most of this first half.
That's right.
1:12 to go here until halftime, and I think it's state law that you have to state that the Ashland Tomcats will get the football to start the third quarter, right?
That's right.
So we're looking at a little bit of a 2-for-1 here. But a big conversion here coming up, 3rd and 10 from their own 36. Shotgun snap looking and complete to Ashby. He'll be spun out of bounds at the 40-yard line. They'll get a chunk of that back, but it's going to be a gain of about 5, and we'll call it 4th and 5 for Ashland with 1:06 to go. Went out of bounds, so that stops the clock.
Does stop the clock right there. Big play trade person in on that hit. But, again, 4th down. And, again, just a decision time for the Tomcats. I mean, you're down 28-0 in the second quarter. And like you said, the Tomcats could get a 2-for-1, if they can get some points for the half. So, maybe the Tomcats willing to roll the dice right here.
4th and 6. It appears so. They've got a couple timeouts in which to talk it over if they want to. 4th and 6 from their own 40. There's the snap. And here comes the pressure.
Wow.
And they will drop straighter back at the 30-yard line. You got Malachi Brown there and Petrosky.
Oh, wow. Just meet me at the quarterback. You got right defensive end, Eli Petrosky. You got big bad Malachi Brown at the left defensive end. And, man, they give each other a high five. I see you at the quarterback, and they get the big sack right there to get the Red Hounds another opportunity right here with a minute left on, before halftime, up big 28-0, Jason. I think the Red Hounds, get aggressive and try to score right here.
Coach Tackett rolled the dice and came up snake eyes on him.
Yes.
And Corbin with great field position here. 58 ticks of the clock left here in this first half. 30 yards from pay dirt. 3 receivers bunched to the far side. Elam, though, looking to throw across the middle of the field. It's complete to E-step. 10, 5, touchdown, Corbin.
Wow. Can you push the Elam button? He drops back in the end of the pocket, gets really good protection from the big Red Hound offensive line. You got Noah Simon out to the left. It draws all the coverage, and it opens up that little window across the middle of the football field for number 12, Cam E-step. And, man, delivers a strike, and Cam E-step does the rest. Cam E-step just, averaging 17 yards a catch, coming in the football game with 8 touchdowns. And, man, puts another one on the board. Great job by the Red Hound offense.
Just another offensive wrinkle. I don't think we've seen that set at all.
Right. That's right.
Just another look there. And I think Corbin was penalized there for excessive celebration. That'll be enforced on the kickoff. So Simon will kick here the extra point. 34-0, Corbin on top. Simon trying to add one more to it. Snap is a little high, but Elam has no trouble getting it on the block, and Simon bangs it through, and the Red Hounds in control of this one.
Yes.
In the regional championship, 35-0 over Ashland with 48 seconds left in the first half. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
And welcome back to Campbell Field. Worried about everything else right now besides what they're supposed to be doing, right?
That's right.
Stay focused. It's 35-0.
Yes.
Corbin on top of the Ashland Tomcats with 48 seconds left. And while we were away, they announced the Boyle County Cub Calf score, and it's Cub Calf on top 14-6 at the half.
That's right.
And big round of applause came up here at Campbell Field.
That's right. The Red Hounds playing, almost perfect football. We saw maybe a turnover or whatever have you, but man, besides a little bit of a turnover, the Red Hounds, man, just playing perfect football, in this first half with a huge lead right here against the Ashland Blazer Tomcats. Man, Red Hounds on fire right here at Campbell Field.
Simon will tee it up there at the 25-yard line after the penalty was against Corbin as the wind knocks the ball off the tee again. But the wind moving to Simon's back from right to left as the snow continues to come down. Just a fine snow and very pretty to look at, and even better when you see 35-0 on that scoreboard in favor of Corbin.
Yes, just Hounds playing lights out right now.
Simon's kick his way, and he'll boot it end over end. It's going to send Jennings back inside the 15. Brings it across the 20. Middle of the field, 35, 40. He's got a seat. Cross midfield, and it'll be brought down at about the 35-yard line. And there is some shoving and pushing going on. The officials get in the middle of it very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And I believe they might have been a blindside block that the flag was thrown on.
I think so, flags.
And I think that sparked a little bit of tempers between both teams. there's a penalty marker all the way back at the Ashland 28. We've got 3 flags here at the Corbin 40-yard line proxy.
And then one back at the 30-yard line. So, I mean, flags flying everywhere right here. A lot of laundry on the field. So, man, going to be interesting to see how all this shakes out right here. Right before halftime with the Hounds with this huge, huge lead, 35-0, with only 33 seconds left in until halftime.
Yeah, and then you've got to keep your cool here because one team's moving on.
That's right.
And you don't need any ejections.
That's right.
You want to try to keep your cool here if you can. And the officials are huddling up now to have a discussion. I don't think we'll see any ejections.
Yes.
Because I didn't see any penalty markers that came out after the fact.
Right.
Of a little bit of pushing and shoving there between the players.
Yeah, great point right there. I mean, you do have to be smart, especially for the Hounds with this huge lead. You don't want to do anything to jeopardize next week. So, yeah, great point right there, Jason. No doubt about it.
33 seconds left until halftime. Corbin on top 35-0 as we're sorting out.
Yes.
As you said, JB, 3 flags right around the 40-yard line. And then at the Ashland 28, there's another one there, and that was as Jennings was making his initial move as that kickoff sent Jennings back inside his 15, and he brought it straight up the middle and then kind of angled here to the near side, and I don't know if there was a hold there against Ashland or not. But the officials are taking a long time to sort this one out.
Yeah, really, meeting of the minds right there, right around the 40-yard line as officials trying to dig into this and figure out all the flags. A lot of flags on this play. So, again, be interesting to see how all this, like you said, Jason, kind of shakes out right here.
Snow keeps coming down. You can really see it in the lights there. And Corbin has brought out the rain gear across the sideline as the officials are still huddled up here talking about this. And maybe some math involved here. I
think
don't know.
So, yeah. Get your calculator out. Exactly.
And I don't know if they're looking at talking about any ejections or not. Don't think so. It's taken a long time.
It is.
It is. Wondering what all that conversation is about, and I'd say it's, like I said, 4 flags were thrown on that one play.
Yeah.
And Jennings returned the football to the Corbin 30-yard line. Let's see, as we'll get an indication here from the referee.
The hold has been declined. The block in the back has been accepted from the spot of the foul. Dead ball. Personal foul against White. Dead ball. Unsportsman against Red.
Wow.
Those will be assessed in the order of occurrence.
So a nice explanation there from the referee is had 2 penalties against Ashland. One was a block in the back. One was I believe what was it, a hold?
Yes, I think so. Right.
And so they declined the hold. Did Corbin? They'll enforce the block in the back, and then they will step off the unsportsmanlike penalty and the personal foul after the play.
Yes.
And so it will Ashland will retain possession, but they will lose great field position. So instead of having it at the Corbin 30-yard line, as they're going to mark this off, and they'll mark off the block in the back, which was from the spot of the foul, and that's what we talked about. That's kind of freed Jennings for that run.
And, and after that penalty, Jason, I know you've got it all figured out right there, but I felt like I needed to go to, it was almost like a math problem right there, trying to figure this out, and I didn't do too good.
We got Jeannie.
That's right. I didn't do too good on that math problem. So, good thing is Hounds looking in good shape right here before the half.
So what they did was they marked off the legal block in the back from the spot of the foul inside that 30-yard line. Then they marked off the unsportsmanlike or personal foul against Ashland. I can't remember which one.
That's right.
And then they marked it Ashland's way based on the Corbin penalty.
Right.
So after all of that, we can say it's 1st and 10 from their own 24 for Ashland. Here's Jennings off the left side, across the 30 and out to the 31-yard line. We may have a running clock here, being up 35 in the first half. As they started that clock just as soon as they set the ball. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I mean, the Hounds
running clock on Ashland.
I mean, you would never think that. Eli Petrosky in on that hit right there, and man, going to be halftime in a hurry as the Hounds, in this first half.
And that will bring the first half to a close with Corbin on top, 35-0. What a first half. And we will be looking at sending it down to the sideline here momentarily to Patty, and she'll be talking with head coach Sammons. We think.
Yeah.
But at 35-0, Corbin on top, JB, just an impressive first half.
Yeah, I
think we're ready to go.
Oh, awesome.
And we'll send it to Patty down on the field.
Hey, thanks, guys. Okay, what do you think about that exciting first half?
I thought the defense played good. I thought the offense played good. I thought special teams were great. So we're just going to continue to play. Proud of our kids, coaches, for 2 quarters, and we got 2 more.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck in the second half.
That was Patty with Coach Sammons there, and a happy coach there, JB.
That's right. I mean, talking about offense, talking about defense. I mean,
all 3 facets of the game.
That's right. That's right. Hounds up big, 35-0 right here, and man, at halftime. And like I said, wouldn't expect that at all.
Not at all, but Corbin on top, and we'll be talking about that and a lot more as we'll have Jenny's stats and JB's analysis of the first half when we come back. We're at the half here from Campbell Field in the regional championship, and in Corbin on top of Ashland, 35-0. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
Nothing makes being outdoors better than having the right gear and the right crew. So here's an idea. Let Mountain Dew supply the gear and you bring the friends. Because when you buy specially marked multi-packs of Mountain Dew, you can collect points and earn epic limited edition outdoor gear. We're talking everything from custom Mountain Dew camp chairs and backpack coolers to exclusive Mountain Dew tents, fishing boats, and more. So buy Dew, collect points, get gear, and get outside with Mountain Dew outdoor gear.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at dewoutdoors.com and 12/31/24. Void or prohibited.
Hey, this is Sammy here at Sammy's Furniture, and apparently, pain heals, chicks dig scars, and glory lasts forever, just like the mattresses here at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Guys, we got over 62 floor model mattresses, and they're in stock and ready to be taken home today. We'll help you find a mattress that won't break your back or your budget. We've got discounts when you pick it up, and 12 months same as cash financing if you need it, folks. At Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, we're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, on Sundays from 12 to 5. You can score a touchdown with a mattress from Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Come see us today.
Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Brands you can depend on just like the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales. Since 1968, Tri-County Cycle Sales has been supplying southeastern Kentucky and parts of Tennessee with quality ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. But most importantly, service after the sale. Whether it's for work or play, your next off-road adventure starts at Tri-County Cycle Sales, located at 8775 U.S. Highway 25 in Corbin, across from Kentucky Outdoorsman. Phone 606-528-4792.
Are you looking for reliable electrical supplies? Look no further than Eubanks Electrical Supply. From light bulbs to circuit breakers, we've got everything you need to power up your projects. Our expert staff is ready to help you find the right tools and materials to complete your project. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or professional contractor, Eubanks Electrical Supply has you covered with top brands and friendly service. Stop by today in Corbin, Kentucky at 701 South Main Street or in Somerset, Kentucky at 1030 West Cumberland Street, and discover why Eubanks Electrical Supply has been the trusted name in electrical supply for over 60 years.
We are at the half with the Red Hounds on top of the Tomcats, 35-0. Corbin jumped out to a 14-0 lead in that first quarter and added 21 in the second, one in the closing minutes of the first half to take control of this one, 35-0. And Elam, what a night he's had, JB. 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 through the air, and just setting the stage here for this Corbin team to have this big 35-0 lead. And then you talk about the Corbin Red Hound defense. Yeah. Jennings coming in, averaging just a monstrous almost 9 yards per carry. I think his largest run of the night was about 10, 12 yards there midway through the second quarter. Otherwise, Corbin has kept him in check. And I believe, and Jenny might know this better than I will, I believe that Ashland may just have 2 first downs.
That's what I'm showing.
Okay,
yeah.
1 by penalty.
1 by penalty, yes. Actually, we got 3 1 by penalty. Yes.
JB, your thoughts there on that first half?
Well, I mean, the first half, again, just Red Hound dominance. You mentioned the defense. I think, always starts with the defense. I love the defense. We saw the Hounds put up points all season long, but we see, LeBron Schrader and Jennings come into Campbell Field, and the Red Hounds say, you know what, that big 1-2 punch for Ashland. The Red Hounds say our defense is pretty doggone good, and, right here we're going to make a stop. And like you said, Jason, the biggest run of the half for Jennings, maybe 10 or 12 yards. So the Red Hound defense has really dialed in to this football game. And then offensively, what can you say? We just push that Elam button, and quarterback Cade Elam runs the football. He throws the football. Really sets the tone for this Red Hound offense, and how this offense runs through quarterback Cade Elam. And then you add all the athletes, all the weapons. Man, just a fun first half. I knew the Hounds were good. I knew they were tough. I knew they could play good, solid football. But I'm really surprised at 35-0 at this score. No, exactly. Just Red Hounds just really playing a great football game tonight right here at Campbell Field.
Yeah, I'd say when people see this score, it'll raise some eyebrows for sure. Started off for Corbin. They took the football, won the coin toss, wanted it, and they took care of business. A 4-yard touchdown run by Elam, as it was a 59-yard drive for the Red Hounds. It took a little over 2.5 minutes off the clock. Corbin led 7-0, and then a 3-and-out by the Corbin defense, holding Ashland and getting the ball back for their offense. And Corbin hicks up with a 44-yard touchdown pass from Elam to Simon. And Corbin was on top 14-0 with 6:04 to go in the first. Then we'll flash forward to the second quarter.
Yes.
And with 7:37 to go, Cade Elam with a 1-yard touchdown plunge capped off a 70-yard drive that took almost 3 minutes off the clock. Corbin cruising to a 21-0 lead. And then with 2:28 to go in the second, Elam, a 33-yard touchdown run, went up 28-0 did Corbin. They got a fumble recovery, forced fumble, and the Red Hounds took over at the Ashland 30 with 48 seconds to go, and it just took one play. Elam to E-step, 30-yard touchdown pass, and that's where we're at the half, 35-0. When we come back, Jenny will have all of the halftime stats for us, and we'll dive into those numbers next. This is Red Hound Football on T107. We'll do another 3, Eric.
Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Brands you can depend on just like the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales. Since 1968, Tri-County Cycle Sales has been supplying southeastern Kentucky and parts of Tennessee with quality ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. But most importantly, service after the sale. Whether it's for work or play, your next off-road adventure starts at Tri-County Cycle Sales, located at 8775 U.S. Highway 25 in Corbin, across from Kentucky Outdoorsman. Phone 606-528-4792.
Hey, this is Sammy from Sammy's Furniture, and if you wake up every morning on the 20-yard line and feel like you can't make it to the end zone, that's because you're not sleeping on a mattress from Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Guys, we got over 62 floor model mattresses, and they're in stock and ready to be taken home today. We'll help you find a mattress that won't break your back or your budget. We've got discounts when you pick it up, and 12 months same as cash financing if you need it, folks. At Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, we're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6. On Sundays from 12 to 5, you can score a touchdown with a mattress from Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Come see us today.
Nothing makes being outdoors better than having the right gear and the right crew. So here's an idea. Let Mountain Dew supply the gear and you bring the friends. Because when you buy specially marked multi-packs of Mountain Dew, you can collect points and earn epic limited edition outdoor gear. We're talking everything from custom Mountain Dew camp chairs and backpack coolers to exclusive Mountain Dew tents, fishing boats, and more. So buy Dew, collect points, get gear, and get outside with Mountain Dew outdoor gear.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at DewOutdoors.com and 12/31/24. Void or prohibited.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Yep. Jason's ready to go to Kroger Field.
Welcome back to Campbell Field. We're at halftime with Corbin on top of Ashland, 35-0. Now we're joined by Jenny, who's been crunching the numbers over there and lead us through these halftime stats.
Man, what an exciting game. Elam, 7 of 11 passes for 123 yards, 2 touchdowns by the air. Been running the ball like crazy. He's got 10 carries for 75 yards and 3 touchdowns. Stevens has 6 carries for 58 yards. Estep 2 carries for 15 yards, and Person 1 for 9 yards. As far as receptions go, Estep has been targeted 6 times, caught 5 of those for 54 yards and a touchdown. Sama has 1 catch for 44 yards with a touchdown. Stevens 1 catch for 20 yards. Person a catch for 25 yards. So amazing.
Yeah, and when I look at all those stats, Jason, I know we see the big plays, and I like to say it as we always do, but I mean it's crazy big plays. But I love the fact that the Hounds are running the football pretty good. Yeah, just and that's what we said. I mean, you got the snow coming down. It's cold out here. We got the heaters in the T107 Red Hound radio booth. So it's good to see the Red Hounds pounding the rock a little bit, and that big Red Hound wall, that big offensive line going to work, getting that running game going.
Yeah, I wondered why everybody was over on your side.
That's right.
Of the booth, right. And then I looked back, and there's a heater there.
Exactly.
And we've been complaining about it being cold.
Yeah, exactly. Got the heat fired up
right over here, and there's no heater over here.
You're on your own right there.
So. I don't even have a toboggan.
I know it. But, yeah, just a running game for the Hounds. And we talked about that in the coach's show. Coach, do you lean on the running game a little bit more as you move into the playoffs? And we've seen that here tonight. I mean, the Red Hounds, really running the football, using a little bit of the running game to set up the pass. We haven't seen that all season long. Usually it's the pass and quarterback Cade Elam to set up the run. But, man, the Red Hounds have really pounded the rock really well tonight, creating that kind of that 1-2 punch offensively. So good to see the running game kind of come to life in this first half of this football game.
We've talked about it too. Corbin really hasn't had to rely on the running game because the passing game has been so effective. So
exactly,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
And
that's right.
I really like the adjustments that they made here in this playoff game here, trying to establish that run with the elements. And you give somebody down the road, whoever your opponent may be next week, another wrinkle to think about.
That's right. Yeah, just more tape on the deal that you've got to pay attention to. And, I mean, you look down the road, of course, all those scores coming in, and the Red Hounds looking to move in to the Final Four. So, man, just a couple of games, put this one away right here with the big lead, 35-0, a couple minutes before the half. You put this one away. You want to get out of here playing good, smart football, no injuries, no nothing. You move into the Final Four. So, man, huge atmosphere. Red Hounds really playing great football in this first year. And I think, too, Jason, to me, I want to mention this. Coach Luke Salmons has talked all season long. The thing that he wanted to kind of put his stamp on this Red Hound football team was good physical play. And I think we've seen a lot of that tonight. Just good physical, hard-nosed, big hits, that big Red Hound wall, moving some people around when they don't want to. So Coach Luke Salmons has really started to put his stamp on this Red Hound football team as they moved into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think you can circle that Johnson Central game.
Yes.
And you can learn a lot from a win.
Yes.
And also, I'll back up and say the Frederick Douglass game.
That's right.
I don't think Coach Salmons was very happy with the way that his team, I think they competed, they tried hard, but I don't think that he was happy with how physical or the lack of physicality that they had in that game. And I think from that stretch on, and then you look at Johnson Central where they started attacking the ball, swarming the ball more, and we just seen them gradually get better and better.
And I was going to say, great point right there because, I think back to all the coaches' shows, and that's exactly what Coach Salmons said. He said, we don't want to lose a football game, but we can use this as a springboard to really, kind of throw us into that next level and show our football team that we got to be better, we got to be more physical, and we've seen that each and every week, just like you said, since that big, that loss that the Red Hounds had. They've gotten better, they've gotten more physical, and, man, it's really showing out tonight in this third round playoff game right here against the Ashland Blazer Tomcats.
Well, both teams are back out on the field going through warm-ups. I'm assuming that they'll put 3 minutes additional time on the clock. The officials are back out as well. Ashland's already to their sideline, and we'll wait and see if they decide to do that, and I believe that they are going to put 3 more minutes on the clock. So that'll give us an opportunity to pay some bills and thank our fine sponsors across the way here for making this possible. We'll take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we will have third quarter action between Corbin and Ashland. Right now, we're at the half with Corbin on top, 35-0. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Brands you can depend on just like the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales. Since 1968, Tri-County Cycle Sales has been supplying southeastern Kentucky and parts of Tennessee with quality ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. But most importantly, service after the sale. Whether it's for work or play, your next off-road adventure starts at Tri-County Cycle Sales, located at 8775 U.S. Highway 25 in Corbin, across from Kentucky Outdoorsman. Phone 606-528-4792.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
Hey, this is Sammy here at Sammy's Furniture, and apparently, pain heals, chicks dig scars, and glory lasts forever, just like the mattresses here at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Guys, we got over 62 floor model mattresses, and they're in stock and ready to be taken home today. We'll help you find a mattress that won't break your back or your budget. We've got discounts when you pick it up, and 12 months same as cash financing if you need it, folks. At Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, we're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, on Sundays from 12 to 5. You can score a touchdown with a mattress from Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Come see us today.
Braxton Jennings back deep to receive for Ashland.
Wow, that's it.
Welcome back to Campbell Field with the Red Hounds on top 35-0 as we start the third quarter. And Corbin will be kicking off from right to left as the snow's still coming down here at Dennis Stadium. The wind a little less active, but still will be to the back of Corbin as Osama, the last time he knocked it through the back of the end zone. Back deep for Ashland will be Jennings, standing at about his 12-yard line. Osama's kick will go into the end zone.
Man.
About 5 yards deep, and Ashland will take over from their own 20. Just 3 first downs in that first half. For the Jenny, one by a penalty, in this Corbin defense so far holding Ashland to a shutout.
Yeah, and again, that was the big thing, to start this football season. The Red Hounds had 9 out of 11, graduating, and a lot of those guys playing on Saturday right now. So how would this defense come together? And we saw it just really come together all season long, getting better and better, and just playing a great football game tonight right here.
Corbin 11-1, played a tough schedule. I believe you have Pulaski, Hazard, and Pikeville still in the playoffs. This is Jennings off the left side, has some room across the 25, steps out of one tackle at the 30 down the far sideline and knocked out of bounds right around the 43-yard line. 43-yard gain by Jennings, his longest of the night.
Yeah, just around that left side, getting a couple blocks and getting free, and that's what Jennings can do. If you give him a little daylight, he can get north and south in a hurry. We see number 7, Mason Salmons, coming in on the hit. Salmons coming into this football game with 69 tackles. Again, if you give, Jennings a crease, he can take advantage of it, and we saw it right there.
From their own 44, ball on the far hash. They'll hand off to Ashby this time, and Ashby fights his way out to the 47. That'll be a gain of about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Tomcats.
Look like Max Farmer, Jonah Mahan, and Mason Salmons all on the hit, and I think that's been the attack for the Red Hound defense, just kind of closing in, kind of bracketing in, if you will, the running back Jennings, and the Hounds have done a great job of that so far tonight.
2nd and 7 from their own 47. Strader fakes the handoff, keeps it himself across midfield and into Corbin territory down to the 42. He'll have enough for their Ashland first down. 2 straight first downs on this offensive possession for the Tomcats.
Yeah, the Tomcats moving in a hurry now. We see number 11, Zach Reynolds, in on that hit. But you're right. I think, now the Tomcats have said, you know what, we've got Strader, we've got Jennings, we've got that offensive line. We're going to try to run the football. And that's exactly what they're doing right here against this Red Hound defense.
I believe we've got a running clock going on. There's Jennings with a handoff, and he's hit at the 43, fights his way down to the 41. The gain of 2, 2nd and 8 coming up. As we had that running clock, we thought in the first half there with Corbin on top 35-0. Not really had the only opportunity that we had was after the first down. They didn't start the clock to set the change.
That's right. And it looked like Miles Metter's in on that hit. And I think, too, you got to, credit the Hounds' physical play right here. Just really, I know the Tomcats getting some yards, but the Red Hounds really hitting the running back right there.
Jennings looks like he's shaking up a little bit after that play. Here is the pass, and it's complete to Duckweiler here at the 41-yard line from Strader, and a good job by the Corbin defense to maybe they lost a yard on that, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Jonah Mahan in on that hit, and exactly what I was talking about, Jason, as we see Jennings a little bit shaken up right there, as we've seen a lot of big hits on Jennings, and again, just speaks to Coach Luke Salmons and the physical play of this Red Hound defense and offense. Jennings taking a lot of hits up in there as he's running the football in between the tackles against this Red Hound defense.
Strader really favoring that right shoulder. I think he got hit on the throw as well. Shotgun snap. Strader looking to throw. Pump fakes now unleashes. Looking for his man. It's complete at the 15-yard line. That is a outstanding catch by Jennings. Right around the 13-yard line of Corbin. Great. The secondary there was right in the right spot.
Exactly.
Strader threaded the needle to Jennings, and Ashland has entered the red zone for the first time tonight.
Yeah, we saw Jonah Mahan on Jennings all the way down the field, and then Nashawn Brooks over the top. But you're right, a great throw right there by Strader.
1st and 10 from the 13, and Strader quick pass to the 6-yard line, maybe the 7-yard line, and that will be number 18 on the catch, Mason Wolf, the junior for Ashland, and it'll bring up 2nd and 4 from the Corbin 7.
And Griffin Bates in on the hit for the Red Hound defense, and I'll tell you what, Jason, the Tomcats have got a little something going right here offensively.
Strader in the gun, Jennings to his right. And he'll hand off to Jennings. Jennings off the left side, gets hit, bounces off that tackle, gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Ashland.
Wow. I mean, you just got to tip your hat right there. The Tomcats come out here, have good play, balance. They run a little bit, they pass a little bit, and got something going. I mean, right there before the half, have a lot of halftime adjustments. And, Tomcats come out here and put points on the board as this clock ticks down in this third quarter.
Clock rolling, 7:33 and counting. As Ashland finally gets on the board after the 7-yard touchdown run by Jennings. Snap is good. Hold is on the block, and the kick is through the uprights. And Ashland gets on the board with this running clock. 7:15 and counting here in the third. It'll be a quick second half with Corbin on top, 35-7. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Brands you can depend on just like the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales. Since 1968, Tri-County Cycle Sales has been supplying southeastern Kentucky and parts of Tennessee with quality ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. But most importantly, service after the sale. Whether it's for work or play, your next off-road adventure starts at Tri-County Cycle Sales, located at 8775 U.S. Highway 25 in Corbin, across from Kentucky Outdoorsman. Phone 606-528-4792.
And welcome back here to Campbell Field. Ashland on top of Ashland getting on the board for the first time tonight. Corbin on top, 35-7 in a running clock. 6:51 here in the third quarter, and a nice. This is a proud Ashland team, a great program, and they just put together an outstanding offensive drive there to get points on the board.
Yeah, just a good job right there. A good mix of plays. We saw some runs, we saw some passes, and really kind of catching the Red Hound defense a little bit off balance with the big lead. And Red Hounds going to reset right here and get the football. So Hounds again still up big, 35-7. Almost halfway through this third quarter. Again, be fun to see how the Hounds kind of respond right here after being challenged right out of the half by the Ashland Blazer Tomcats.
So they put 7:13 on the board. So they're going to stop the clock with scores. And sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. And Cub Calf may be pulling off a shocker in Danville, up 24-21 as they head to the fourth. E-Step takes the kick and will run out of bounds at the 30-yard line, and that's where Corbin will take over on this offensive series. Their first of the second half, with them leading 35-7 with a running clock as we now approach under 7 minutes in the third.
Yeah, and you look at this. I mean, of course, the Hounds, things weren't going to work out right here. Hounds going to move on to next week. But good to see the Red Hound offense out on the field being challenged in this third quarter and maybe into the fourth. I mean, you want to see the Hounds offense and the starters get some good work as they're doing right here.
First and 10, we'll say from the own 32 for Corbin. And they'll get Corbin maybe with an illegal shift there as E-Step was in motion from right to left. It'll be a false start will be the call, and it'll back Corbin up 5 yards. First and 15 now from their own 27.
And, Jason, we saw the touchdown by the Tomcats coming out of the half. We see the 5-yard penalty right here. The Hounds got to dial it in, settle down, and finish this football game. So, again, a good little challenge right here for the Red Hounds.
Shotgun formation here for Corbin. From their own 27, moving from right to left. There's Stevens. He cuts across the grain, across the 30, the 35, still on his feet. They'll move the pile forward all the way out to the 46-yard line before they'll push him back. And that is Stevens, some inspired running, JB.
Yes, exactly what I was going to say, Jason. We see Cole Stevens kind of being one of those X-factor backs that can make you miss in space and, can make cuts or whatever. But, man, right there, lowers the shoulder and gets good hard yardage and finishes the run. So a great, great sign for this Red Hound running game right here in this third quarter.
14 yards for Stevens. And, JB, you talked about the physicality, wanting more, and they have progressed in that. I think you just saw up there with Stevens. It works on the offensive side of the football as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Good sign to see for this Red Hound offense.
Shotgun snap, and there's Stevens again. Big hole across midfield. Angles to the far side at the 35. Will be brought down behind at the 31-yard line.
Man, huge run again. Big, big hole up inside by the Red Hound offensive line. Just blowing people away right there. So, you got to get Braxton Tolliver, big Keegan Reeder up in there. Number 55, 55, Miles Marlowe working hard. Number 60, Johnny Miller up in there trying to get all the numbers in there. Number 53 as well. Looks like maybe Gavin Hinkle trying to get those numbers, Jason. But, man, that Red Hound offensive line doing a great job right there.
1st and 10 from the Ashland 30 for the Red Hound. Shotgun formation. Elam takes the snap. Give to Stevens. Stevens, another hole off the left side. Gets across the 25. And that'll be a gain of 5 on the first down run by Stevens, who's having a great night tonight.
Yeah, another good run in there. We saw Keegan Reeder pulling to the left side. Big right tackle for the Hounds. Got a couple offers, D1 offers in college. Big Keegan Reeder pulling around that left side. Cole Stevens being a good patient runner, getting behind Keegan Reeder and, making that cut inside for the Hounds. Big game right there.
2nd and 5 for Corbin from the Ashland 25. 4:10 and counting here in the third. Corbin on top 35-7 in a running clock. They'll send Eastep in motion from left to right, and he'll take the handoff. Trying to get around the edge. He does. Across the 20, the 15, and will be knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line as Corbin will have it 1st and goal.
Man, just a good run right there, getting good blocks around the edge. Colton Creekmore leading the way. That big Red Hound offensive line doing a good job. Eli Petrosky, out there, fighting through traffic. And then you put the ball in, Cam Eastep's hands, puts his foot in the dirt and gets north and south. Huge gain again. And I love to see how the Red Hound offense, Jason, is responding right here.
Trying to respond to that score by Ashland to start the third quarter. 1st and goal from the 8 as Elam milks the play clock now under 10. Takes the snap, gives to Stevens. Stevens fights his way down to the 5, maybe the 4. Gain of 4 on the first down run, and it'll bring up 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and another good job right there. Love to see how the Hounds are, saying, you know what, we can pass a football as much as we want to, but let's pound a little bit. We got a little snow flying. It's cold in the air, little misty out there. Everybody's bundled up. You know what, let's get behind this big Red Hound offensive line and really pound the football and play old school Red Hound football, and that's exactly what we're seeing right here.
One sideline feels pretty warm right now. One sideline begins to get colder, right?
Yes,
depending on what that scoreboard says.
That's right.
2nd and goal from the 4 for Corbin. Give to Stevens, straight ahead running.
There we go.
Gets to the 2 and pushed back.
Yeah, again, I really like to see that, though. The Red Hounds working in there, getting behind their pads, getting behind their shoulder pads. That's why they got those shoulder pads. And I love seeing who's coming on the field right now. Looks like big bad Malachi Brown, to add that extra offensive line, that extra beef, if you will. So, man, 3rd down, no problem. We're going to run the football. Hound's going to pound it in maybe right here on 3rd down.
It's like 3rd and goal from the 3. Elam under center. And he'll give to Eastep, trying to stretch it out. Hit at the 2, spins. 2nd effort, trying to get into the corner pylon. And no indication yet. I believe he's going to be just shy of the goal line.
Yeah.
And it'll bring up 4th and goal.
Man, but I love it. I mean, again, I said it already, but I love to see how the Hounds have run the football, pounded the football. And I think, Coach Sam is, of course, about a yard shy right here, maybe a half a yard actually looking out on the field going to line up and say, stop us if you can, Tomcats. And the Hounds going to look to pound the football in right here.
4th and goal from inside the 1. 1:18 and counting here in this third quarter in the running clock. Elam runs up under center, takes the snap, second effort, gets in, touchdown.
There we go.
Elam, 1 yard, quarterback sneak, and puts Corbin on top 41-7.
Yes, huge statement drive right there. We saw a little bit of adversity by the Hounds defense. The Tomcats come out here and put a touchdown on the board to get the Tomcats a little bit of momentum, maybe, if you will. But I'll tell you what, the Red Hound offense says, you know what, thank you very much. We're going to take this football down, and we're going to push it into the end zone and respond. And we see that right there late in this third quarter.
Simon on to attempt the extra point.
Simon on for the extra point.
For E-Step. Another rushing touchdown in this one. Simon's kick is good. And Corbin on top. 42-7 with 1:07 here in the third. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
And welcome back to Campbell Field. Elam with a 1-yard touchdown run, his 4th rushing touchdown of the night. He has 2 through the air as well. And JB, he was looking at Jenny's stats there as we was talking during the break. May have a season high for rushing for this Corbin Red Hound football team, who's known for throwing the ball over the yard.
I know it, and just what the Red Hounds needed, in my opinion, right there, is we know that the Hounds can throw the football. We know they can push that Elam button, throw it all around. But just what the Hounds needed, 217 rushing yards so far on the night in the running game for the Red Hounds. Man, I tell you what, good to see good things right here in this third round of the playoffs for the Red Hounds.
Simon will tee it up at the 40, kicking from right to left. And this one end over end will sail to the back of the end zone.
Yeah, just another touchback.
Take advantage of that wind for moving from right to left. And be the last quarter for Ashland to have to face the wind here with 1:07 in the running clock.
Yes.
We've seen different running clock situations. We've seen it be stopped or let it run during scores as they change sides. But tonight they have stopped it during scores. So 1:07 on the clock here for Ashland, but it will continue to run here on the Tomcats.
And the cool thing is we've seen a lot of running clocks in a lot of different ways. That's awesome.
I've never been able to figure it out. It's running right now. 55 seconds and counting here in the third. Strader looking to pass for Ashland. Looking to the far side over the Corbin bench. It sails harmlessly out of bounds, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, pretty good pass rush up in there again by the Hounds defense. Big Malachi Brown, Jace Hatfield closing in on Strader, the quarterback for the Tomcats. But I love how the Hounds, again, just responded right there offensively as we see this third quarter, coming down to an end right here. Maybe one more play on the clock for the Tomcats.
There's the run by Jennings off the left side. Corbin stretches that one out.
Wow.
I don't even believe he got to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, and again, another physical play by the Hounds defense. Look like Eli Petrosky over there, Griffin Bates, number 11, Zach Reynolds. Another physical play by this Red Hound football team. Offense, defense, doing a great job.
It'll be 3rd and 10 when we come back as we head to the fourth quarter with the running clock in place. Corbin on top of Ashland in the region final. 42-7. The final 12 coming your way next. This is Red Hound football on T107.
Nothing makes being outdoors better than having the right gear and the right crew. So here's an idea. Let Mountain Dew supply the gear and you bring the friends. Because when you buy specially marked multi-packs of Mountain Dew, you can collect points and earn epic limited edition outdoor gear. We're talking everything from custom Mountain Dew camp chairs and backpack coolers to exclusive Mountain Dew tents, fishing boats, and more. So buy Dew. Collect points, get gear, and get outside with Mountain Dew Outdoor Gear.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18 plus. Subject to program terms at dooutdoors.com and 12/31/24. Void or prohibited.
Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Brands you can depend on just like the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales. Since 1968, Tri-County Cycle Sales has been supplying southeastern Kentucky and parts of Tennessee with quality ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. But most importantly, service after the sale. Whether it's for work or play, your next off-road adventure starts at Tri-County Cycle Sales, located at 8775 U.S. Highway 25 in Corbin, across from Kentucky Outdoorsman. Phone 606-528-4792.
The snow coming down here at Campbell Field, and Corbin is lining up the scoreboard, leading Ashland 42-7 as we head to the final 12 here. With a running clock in place, 3rd and 10 for Ashland from their own 20. Ball on the near hash. They're moving from right to left. Empty backfield. Shotgun snap for Strader. Across the middle of the field, it's complete at the 32. As that was Lyons on the completion for Ashland. That'll be good enough for a first down.
Look like number 13, Lucas Britton, playing the safety spot for the Hounds now, checking in up in there on the tackle. And again, Strader getting a little bit more time right there as the Hounds rush forward, trying to get to the passer to get the Tomcats off balance.
3 wideouts to the right, 2 wideouts to the left, empty backfield. Protection breaking down. He throws across the middle of the field, and it's complete, as that will be Wolf on the reception for Ashland at the 41-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 9, maybe 8 on the pass play. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and we've talked about the speed of the offense and defensive line for the Tomcats, but we see it right there. And Deshaun Brooks closing in quick, but a penalty coming up right here, Jason.
Yeah, negate the nice pass play from Strader to Wolf, holding against Ashland, and that'll back the ball up to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and again, creates this opportunity for the Hounds defense with just 11 minutes of this football game to kind of dial it up a little bit and go get the quarterback on this 1st and long.
2nd and 20.
Excuse me, 2nd and long.
2nd and 20 from their own 23. Empty backfield again for the Tomcats. Shotgun snap. Strader looking to pass, pressure breaking down. He just has to throw it away. Malachi Brown was on him, and that'll be intentional ground.
Yeah. I mean, just a big pass rush. I mean, like we just said there before the play, if you've got 2nd and 20, you can turn your pass rushers loose. And we saw Malachi Brown just put instant pressure in the backfield, along with Eli Petrosky, Jace Hatfield, and Caleb Shepard up there. So, man, and he just has to get rid of the football, and no receiver in sight. So, man, intentional ground. And great job, great pressure by this big Red Hound defensive line.
So they'll back Ashland up half the distance to the goal, and so that insult to injury. They're backs against the goalpost now, as it's 2nd and forever right now.
Yeah, 2nd and forever, 2nd that cab ride. And again, the defensive line for the Hounds, they put their hand in the dirt, and they get to go rush that passer right here.
This might be a bus route and a cab drive.
That's right.
Maybe.
That's right.
Shotgun snap for Ashland. They'll give to Jennings. Jennings trying to bust it to the outside. He gets to the 10 and brought down at the 12. A nice job. Bates again there on the stop.
Yeah, just Griffin Bates, one of the Hounds tackling leaders. Jonah Mahan, Griffin Bates, tackling leaders for the Hounds, co-tackling leaders. And then we saw Zach Reynolds close in as well on the edge. But again, the power, the strength, if you're going to try to run the football, we've seen the Red Hounds shut down Jennings in the running game for the Tomcats. And then if you try to get outside, the Hounds defense can use their speed as well. And if you're going to throw the football, the Hounds got you covered there as well with Deshaun Brooks and Miles Metters in the defensive backfield.
3rd and 30 for Ashland from their own 13. Corbin on top 42-7, 9.5 to go in the game. Strader hit as he throws the football, looking for Jennings. Goes up and gets it at the midfield and will be down at the Corbin 48. What a great catch by Jennings of Ashland on 3rd and 30.
Yes.
And Ashland will have it at the Corbin 48.
Yeah, and that's where, to me, I think, the Tomcats have done we haven't seen a lot, but have done a good job getting Jennings out in space and getting that linebackers, one-on-one and doing some damage right there.
Back quickly to the line of scrimmage is Ashland. Quick pitch to Jennings. in the flat on the far side. It's complete at the 43-yard line, gain of 5, and they'll bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Zach Reynolds in on that hit right there on Jennings. And just to talk about what I was saying, Jason, a lot of times those running backs, they'll stay in and block or maybe run those short routes, but we've seen Jennings go down the middle of the field, and when you do that, you get that one-on-one situation with a linebacker, and, as good an athlete as Jennings is, he can definitely win that battle a lot of times.
3 wide outs to the left, 1 wide out to the right for Ashland. Jennings to the left of Strader. Quick pitch there to Lyons, falls incomplete through his hands, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10. That might be a result of some of the hard hits that you had in the first half. JB,
that's right.
Might have heard the proverbial footsteps coming.
I think so. Good point right there. Of course, Strader looking to get rid of the ball, like you just said, maybe a little quicker than he wanted to. And so Mason Salmon's coming up on the receiver. Looked like number 6, I think, Maverick Ashby for the Tomcats. So a good job again by the Hounds pass rush, not getting to Strader, but really putting pressure to have to get rid of the football in a hurry.
7:42 to go in the game. Corbin on top, 42-7. Ashland, 2nd and 5 from the Corbin 44. Pass complete from Strader to Jennings on the far sideline, inside the 35-yard line to the 33. That'll be good enough for another Ashland first down.
Yeah, Ashland starting to move the ball again, and we've seen that. We've seen that so far in the second half. Ashland moving the ball right here.
Got a great one over in Danville right now, going back and forth. Boyle County went ahead of Cub Calf 28-24, but looks like Cub Calf just took the lead, 31-28. Here's Strader's pass, looking in the end zone, and it's knocked away at the last second by Brooks. Falls incomplete as Ashland took a shot into the end zone.
Yeah, just trying to throw one up there and gets, maybe a big toss right there. Come up with a big play, but Deshaun Brooks, you're right, Jason, goes up, does a good job in space, one-on-one. And I tell you what, quarterback Deshaun Brooks has done a great job all season, leading the Hounds with 4 interceptions along with Cam Eastep with 4. So we've seen Deshaun Brooks take a pick 6 as well. So Deshaun Brooks knows how to cover a receiver.
2 wide outs to the right, 3 wide outs here to the near side, and officials blow the play dead. And pointing towards Corbin is encroachment. And that'll make it 2nd and 5 from the 28 for Ashland at the Corbin 28 as we're approaching the 6-minute mark here in the game with Corbin on top, 42-7.
Yeah, just huge game for the Red Hounds. Offense, defense, special teams. Hounds, again, still looking sharp right here.
And everybody went on 2, and the center went on 3.
That's right, yeah. So, going to call the defense.
Encroachment again against Corbin, so maybe that's why the center didn't snap the football.
Yeah.
Second first down for Ashland by penalty, and march it a little bit closer here. 5:25 in the game. That's left in the game, and Corbin on top 42-7. Had a running clock towards the end of the first half as Corbin went up 35-0. Corbin led 14-0 after the first quarter, put 21 on the board in the second. Strader looking to pass across the middle of the field, complete to Lyons, and Lyons is slung down. They'll mark his forward progress right about the 16-yard line. That'll be a gain of 8 and brings up 2nd and 2.
Zach Reynolds in on that hit right there, and again, just a good, solid hit. I mean, every time that Jennings or Strader, anybody that catches the football, tries to run, whatever they're trying to do, they know they're going to take a big shot. And again, just a normal play right there, but Zach Reynolds really lowering the boom on that big hit.
2 wide outs to the right, 2 wide outs to the left for Ashland. Strader looking to pass. Those across the middle to the back of the end zone, incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd and 4. Duckweiler was the intended receiver.
Yeah, again, just good pressure. Almost forces a little bit of a quick throw. And a good coverage again by number 4, Miles Marlowe. Again, good to see Miles getting a lot of work at that cornerback spot. Gives the Hounds defense another element, another weapon, another element of speed, if you will, at the cornerback position for this Hounds defense.
15 on the play clock and counting here. 3rd and 4 for Ashland from the Corbin 18 under the 4-minute mark here in the game. 3 wide outs to the right, 2 wide outs to the left. Schrader's pass is deflected up in the air, goes right into the hands of Max Farmer for an interception.
Man, and I think maybe that's the second interception. Yeah, we saw Max Farmer get the pick six, I think, Jason. And there, defensive lineman, you wouldn't think can do that, but just, man, how does he go up and get that football right there? The batted ball, he gets the interception, and, the Hounds defense shuts down another Tomcat drive right there.
Second takeaway of the night for Corbin. And it comes up with a Max Farmer interception.
Man, we've seen a lot of the Hounds. Luke Hatfield had the pick six earlier in the year, and Max Farmer with a pick six gets a second interception. I don't know if Max Farmer maybe ever had an interception in his life, but he's got two this year. So just a great job right there by Max Farmer.
Under the 3-minute mark here for Corbin, and Jack Jackson in the game at quarterback for the Red Hounds. And he'll hand the ball off to Akins. And Akins fights up for a couple of yards there off the right side.
Yeah, good to see Clay Akins. We saw Clay Akins last week, I think, get the 50-yard touchdown run against the Wayne County Cardinals. So, Jack Jackson, Clay Akins, some of the young Hounds, again, getting some good work. And I think you do a good job right here and get out of this football game. JT Gentry in the football game at center, getting some good work and blocking up front. We saw JT with that college offer to Kentucky Christian University. So hats off to JT Gentry, number 57.
Two wideouts either side for Jackson. Jackson will hand the ball off to Akins. Akins fights his way out to the 23. Gain of 4. And it'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, again, Hounds just running it up in there, getting that running game, keeping the running game going. And, of course, clock ticking with the running clock right here inside 2 minutes. Hounds looking to finish this football game out right here.
3rd and 4 for Corbin from their own 24. Third playoff game for the Red Hounds. And 3 running clocks by this team that's rolling through the playoffs right now. I don't think anybody had this thinking that this could turn out this way. There's the give to Person trying to fight his way out. He'll be ran out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. They'll bring up 4th down for Corbin. They'll send out the punting unit with 1:19 to go.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that, Jason, but when you say that, 3 playoff games, 3 running clocks. Red Hounds playing great football right now. And, you never want to look ahead too much. And I know I'm guilty of that. And you kind of calm me down here in the Red Hound radio booth. But, man, just fun to see this Red Hound football team playing great football right now.
4th and 5 here for Corbin. They'll send out the punting unit. And that'll be Kate Elam will come out the punt. He's trying to get the young kids in line ready to go. 5 on the play clock. They're going to bring it down as close as they can.
We're off. We off? Yeah, we're off right now. Shoot.
Hey, I can hear you.
Stay tuned for the trophy presentation at the end of the game.
Okay.
Go ahead with your.
We good? Yeah, post game. We good?
No, we're not yet. I'll take. Yes. Okay. All right. Fireworks going off here at Campbell Field as the Red Hounds take care of the Ashland Tomcats 42-7.
Yes.
And Corbin will see their record improve to 12-1 on the season, and they will await. Not real sure who they'll await.
That's right. Yeah, we're trying to get a score right here.
If we felt like that if Boyle County was going to advance, then it would be Corbin going to Boyle County. If Cub Calf knocks off Boyle County in an upset, then that's going to reshake the RPI standings for the playoffs, because when you get to the next round, when you get to the state semifinals, it goes statewide.
Yeah.
And so that'll be interesting to see, and we'll just wait for that outcome. But JV, what a performance with this Corbin Red Hound team here tonight. Running clock in the first half. Took a 35-0 lead into the locker room, and they cruise on out for a 42-7 win.
I mean, just never looking back. I mean, firing on all cylinders. I mean, and I love, we see the passing game as we always do. We see the defense really step up and get the sacks, get the physical play. But I really, the thing that stands out to me tonight that I think the Hounds have really been trying to zero in on a little bit is how the Hounds started that big rushing game going. They got the running game going. I think at one point, Jenny told us the Hounds were at 217 yards rushing on the night, and then only added to the total as we move through this football game. So, man, the Hounds, good to see the Hounds firing in the running game, passing game, and then defense again, just playing lights out, only allowing the Ashland Blazer Tomcats 7 points on the night.
Yeah, that came midway, their opening drive in the third quarter, and the Red Hounds just took care of business there.
Yeah, exactly. And trying to get this score right here, I think, Jason, it's 31-28. Covington Catholic lead with 5 minutes left in this football game, but Bull County has the ball. So huge score to see what happens right here for the Corbin Red Hounds.
What that means for Corbin if as they're presenting the trophies here at midfield, as Ashland will be regional runners-up, and region will be won by Corbin.
Yes.
As they'll hoist the trophy there, but they would like to have more hardware than what they have here. And Bull County and Cub Calf on top, 31-28.
That's right. Thanks to our guys behind us, we are watching the live stream of this football game. So that is awesome right here. And the Covington Catholic. Wow.
And it looks like that Cub Calf has the football.
Yes, and clock running.
With 1:45 to go. Cub Calf on top, 31-28 over Bull County. I don't know how many copyright laws.
I don't know.
Play-by-play. But we'll just plead ignorance here. But Cub Calf right now looks like they have the football inside the 20-yard line. That appears to be at the 16. There's a flag on the play as we're watching Bull County and Cub Calf. And why are we doing that? Because that will determine where Corbin
that's right.
will go.
And the region champs right here, Jason, in midfield. So, man, I just want to say real quick while we're checking this deal out, I mean, I want to tip my hat to Coach Luke Salmons, first-year Red Hound football coach. Got to know Coach Salmons as well as you have with the Coaches Show and all he's done here. So you got to tip your hat to Coach Luke Salmons coming in here almost March or April as this football season, kind of got started. Maybe Coach Salmons coming in a little bit late, but it's been awesome to see how Coach Salmons has put his stamp on this Red Hound football team. And as they continue almost really to play better and better each and every week of this football season. And again, 3 playoff games, 3 running clocks, and things are only looking better for this Corbin Red Hound football team right here at Campbell Field.
Yeah, and what a nice guy Coach Salmons is.
Just a great guy.
He's been really nice to us, very accommodating.
Yes.
And he will do whatever to promote the Corbin program.
That's right.
I know that he's been really good to the T107 family.
He has, exactly. He has.
Been part of that. And I don't know many coaches that would want to be interviewed at halftime or pregame or whatever. They've usually got other things on their mind, but he's always been gracious enough to do that.
Yes, he has.
Coach's show as well. So we're keeping track of this Cub Calf game right now with the Colonels on top, 31-28 over Bull County. 1:08 left in the fourth. The penalty was against Bull County. Bull County took the timeout, and we're inside the 10-yard line for Cub Calf. They'll run the ball up the middle, and it looks like it's going to bring up second and goal, maybe from the 5. And Cub Calf has decided to take a timeout as well.
Yeah. Wow.
But could be a shocker.
I think so. Where do we go from here, Jason? I've never called
Bull County. Bull County called the timeout. The official pointed towards the Cub Calf side of the football. But so I believe Bull will have just one timeout remaining here. But it's second and goal from the 5. So if my math is right, they can stop the clock one more time.
I think so.
But I believe that Cub Calf
maybe run the clock out.
Yes. Best case scenario for Cov Calf would be to get in the end zone and make it a 2-score game here with under a minute to go. But right now, 1:08 in the fourth quarter, and it is Cov Calf on top, 31-28.
How awesome is it that in the T107 Red Hound radio booth, we can see a big Corbin win right here, a clock running, and then we can turn around and see this football game that the Hounds are need to figure out the score of. So very important right here to see what's happening as the Red Hounds are celebrating their region championship, right here at the 50-yard line of Campbell Field, man. Just a huge, huge crowd, huge win, huge atmosphere, snow falling, cold weather. As Covington Catholic looking to maybe beat down Bowl County right here.
Now they went 2nd and goal from the 5. They ran the football. They'll get down, looks like maybe to the 3. And that'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 3. And Bowl County just took their last timeout to stop the clock. Of course, the clock on what we're seeing here from the Bowl County Sports Network has said 1:08 for the last 20 seconds or something like that.
I think they need to fix that.
I think it may be a little bit less. So if you're driving down the road thinking, man, I'm listening to this is T107 but it's expanded coverage, right?
But it's so important right here. It's so important for the Hounds in this big football game to see what happens. So, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Just what a night of football here, though, as the snow comes down. Another regional championship for the Red Hounds, but they're looking you want that as well?
Yes.
Because that means you're moving your way to the state. It's going to be – I've been calling it 2nd and goal. Now they're calling it 3rd and 1, so they're measuring here.
Yeah.
And they just gave Cov Calf a first down, so that could do it. They can milk the clock here. And Bowl County I thought that they have taken their last time out. They're still showing 1 there on the graphic, but we'll see. But the Colonels, who stopped Bowl County, stopped Johnson Central, and now Bowl County looks like to be their next victim.
Yes, and Jason, I'm not going to jump. Again, I'm jumping a little here, so you got to calm me down. But, we're in the Final Four. The Hounds are, and we are 1 game away from Kroger Field if we can get past next week. So I love it. I love it.
Cov Calf just took a knee. That will do it. They'll have to do that, I guess, a couple more times here. But Cov Calf is going to knock off Bowl County. We're going after their 5th straight state championship.
Awesome.
And Cov Calf goes into Danville and pulls off the upset. So what that means is, here we go with the RPI.
Let's go.
If I remember that, Paducah Tillman will now move into that number 1 spot in the RPI across the state.
Right.
That means that Cov Calf, who is outside of Corbin, behind Corbin, they'll now be number 4 in the RPI, and that means that Cov Calf could go to Paducah Tillman.
Okay, so Franklin, right?
So Franklin was number 2 in the RPI. They were number 3. They'll move up to number 2. Corbin was 4. And Corbin will move up to number 3. So Corbin should go on the road to Franklin County.
Awesome.
Unofficial results.
Right.
But that's what it looks like to me.
Things are setting up for the Red Hounds, Jason. Couldn't have asked for a better night of football. 3 playoff games, 3 running clocks. Bowl County gets knocked off. Things are setting up for the Corbin Red Hounds, and everybody is excited right here at Campbell Field.
Well, we appreciate you staying with us for the extended bonus coverage of another game, but it's been a lot of fun here from Campbell Field, and we'll be on the road next week in the state semifinals, and thinking that may be Franklin County, but tune into that coach's show coming up.
That's right. You got it, Jason. You got it.
I'll do my best. I got to hold down the fort.
You got it.
For you guys at 7 o'clock. But anyway, that's going to do it for my broadcast partner, JB, for Jenny Barnett on stats, and for Eric back at the station. I'm Jason Coker saying good night and God bless.